Welcome to Marvel Live from ACBC 2015.
Hello, welcome to Marvel Live from ACBC 2015. I'm Ryan Panagos, aka Marvel's Agent M, and I'm joined by
Lorraine St. Costa, writer of Marvel's The Watcher and the Marvel Minute. Someone saw me today and they were like, hey, you're the Marvel Minute girl. And I was like, that has never happened, but now it has. And it was this gentleman who's taking pictures right here.
He's like, hey, the Marvel Minute girl. You need a t-shirt that says I'm the Marvel Minute girl.
I know, and then finally I will reach my fans up close and personal and in a scary way.
Yeah. So we're doing this, guys.
We're doing this. We're here.
Excited.
And tweet us your questions and hashtag Marvel ACBC, and we'll answer them live right here on the air. There's lots of cool stuff going on. This is the first year for this con here in Atlantic City, right near the Atlantic City Boardwalk. We are staying over in fancy casino areas. It's been really fun.
Yeah, we had a grand time last night. So many Marvel people here, and just
oh yeah.
It's great to see everybody. We have people from Marvel Studios who are here. Might be able to try and finagle them to come on.
Ooh,
Probably won't be able to, but we're going to try.
We definitely should try.
Yeah.
And it's been a wonderful banding together. And also we have chairs, which is why I can't stop turning.
Oh, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
What? I feel like a fancy news anchor. Right here at 11.
Thankfully, we don't have teleprompters for us to totally mess with.
I know, right? But you guys, go ahead and send us your tweets and questions. We're going to have some awesome people coming by. I think we're going to have Sana Amanat coming to talk, of course, editor of Miss Marvel. We'll probably be seeing Katie Kubert, one of our other editors. They're going to be at the Women of Marvel panel. I believe it's today. So we'll definitely be checking in with them.
Yep.
We're going to have some artists and writers stopping by. Frank Tieri, who's writing Secret Wars Journal, is going to be coming by.
I just saw Peter David. He'll be by soon.
David? Oh,
Peter
awesome.
David, writer of Spider-Man 2099.
All new X Factor.
Yeah.
So that'll be awesome.
I'm tweeting now.
Okay.
I'm going to tweet out a link. So I'm going to put this down.
Okay.
You vamp.
I will. Dun, 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 dun. So we actually have some really cool things. One of my favorite things about having this con coverage and getting to be here is we always try to do something special for the fans who come out and meet us. And so we went over and we got to grab a couple of things from the merch booth. So we have some special variants. We have special variants here for Ultron Forever, the new Avengers #1 variant edition, and we also have a special variant for Secret Wars #1, which is really cool. It has Spider-Gwen on the front, which I know is everybody's favorite. She is the queen. And then, of course, we have some really cool tees. We have a ton of t-shirts. We just grabbed a couple, but we have a new Vision shirt, which I'm going to hold up and put down my mic for just a second. Which is really awesome. It's a really like minimalist style. We also have this sort of, I'm going to steal this for you, a really cool sort of sketchy Ant-Man shirt. Not sketchy in like, what are you doing? That's sketchy. Sketchy as in like, you can see the pencil lines in it and see the artwork. And this is for Marvel's Ant-Man, which is coming out so soon. It's coming out July 17th this year. It's like Ultron just happened.
2 months.
2 months away.
It is 2 months from what? Tomorrow.
Which is right after San Diego Comic-Con. We are running to the finish line of summer.
We're rolling. Is that a song?
Probably.
Okay.
But only 13 seconds of one, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We won't get sued. Yeah, there's all this stuff. I wish there's so much more. Oh my God, that is so loud. I hope that's not too loud for you guys.
If it is, let us know if you can hear us over that. Okay.
Yeah, we should be fine. We should be fine. We're having a great time at ACBC. Atlantic City's been wonderful so far. We saw so many great fans. We just had a costume contest.
Yes, with so many cute little kids. There was a fantastic board group of little kids. Just super awesome. Did you see the Hank Pym old-style Ant-Man? But it was actually gender bent.
I did
so
not.
It was the lady.
Yeah,
And
the
she had a
gal?
full paper mache sort of helmet made. Oh, it was so
Not even
awesome.
a sort of helmet. It was a
It was
helmet.
actual helmet. Like 100% even.
Yeah, it was great.
And I'm sure we'll be throwing some pictures of those up on marvel.com/ACBC2015. That's where you can head to the main hub.
Isn't it marvel.com/? Yeah, you're right.
Marvel.com/ACBC2015.
You know what? We're just having fun, guys.
Yeah.
We're just rolling.
I'm going to tweet now, too.
Is there a Pepper
Your turn.
Potts over there? Is that a Pepper
Oh,
Potts?
that does really look like a Pepper Potts.
Pepper Potts?
Pepper Potts?
Pepper Potts. Yeah, she smiles. She knows.
She gets it.
She got it. Guys, it's been a wild last month and change for Marvel. We've had, let's see, Marvel's Daredevil arrive on Netflix.
Yep,
which is
on
incredible.
April 10th.
Yep. We've had Marvel's The Avengers premiere.
Came out May 1st. I was there at the premiere.
Blowing people away. Super fun. Yeah, you
so
were.
Fun.
We've had Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Do their season finale.
And they were just renewed for season 3, as well as Marvel's Agent Carter, which is going to debut once again in between the break, between the winter finale.
Maybe? We think?
We think. It's going to be in there.
I don't know that we've announced that yet.
We have.
Okay. Sure?
Yep.
Let's say yes.
Yep.
We also have Marvel's Secret Wars exploding all over, comics everywhere. Next week, May 20th. We have a ton of Secret Wars comic books coming your way. I've read A-Force already. I've read Planet Hulk already.
Nice.
I started reading the Battlezones,
yeah.
Battlezones book, which has a story where the Punisher, Frank Castle, is taken over by Doctor Strange, or like sort of Doctor Strange's spirit is with the Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got like giant bazookas shooting mystical bullets and explosions, and it's really, really terrific.
That's awesome. I actually got to read A-Force early because The Watcher this week is going to be all about A-Force, breaking it down and that new team. And it's such a fun book written by Marguerite Bennett and G. Willow Wilson, two awesome, powerful lady writers, which I just think it's such a fun book. I mean, you have everything that you could ever want, including, sharks.
Yeah, there's crazy sharks going on.
Tons of sharks.
And punching, a lot of punching.
Oh, a lot of punching. Punching, ladies, sharks. That's all you need in a book, really.
I mean, that's pretty much what we've been asking for all our lives.
Write-in campaign.
Yeah.
Punching lady sharks, team up.
Totally. Did you see, Lorraine, the second and the multiple new printings for the Squirrel Girl comics that were announced yesterday, I believe?
I don't know if I've seen all of them, but I've definitely seen a bunch of the variant covers, and my favorite Squirrel Girl variant cover, it is my screensaver on my computer right now, is the one, I can't remember who did it, maybe you'll remember, but it's Squirrel Girl, she's baking a cake, and there are squirrels everywhere helping her bake the cake. They're stirring the batter, there's one stuck in the cake.
I mean, that's what squirrels do. As far as I understand nature and the animal kingdom, squirrels are there to help us with our everyday tasks.
They're there to help, to be adorable, to get into cantankerous trouble.
Yes. We've got a question in from Stephen Frost. He says, what is your current favorite series or two right now? Looking for some good stuff to catch up on.
Well, everything's changing a little bit right now.
So I would have said probably Thor and Captain Marvel.
I probably would have said Spider-Gwen.
Ms. Marvel.
I mean, Squirrel Girl. Oh my God, Squirrel Girl is one of just the sweetest, most funny, interesting, different things right now. Definitely a comedy book, but really fun.
Howard the Duck.
Oh, Howard the Duck, speaking of comedy books, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun stuff. We're having a good run of comics right now. What else is going on? What do we have in front of me?
Checking in.
We have Secret Wars #1, a variant edition. This is made specifically for ACBC. Did you read Secret Wars #1?
I did read Secret Wars #1.
There were many characters who died in that issue. And there were some big moments I was like, whoa.
Yeah. in the true style of Hickman, a lot happens in a book.
A lot happens.
And a lot of speaking.
Yes.
Yes, he is very text rich in his scripting, which I dig.
And I
big
like
ideas.
that. I love it.
Yeah.
Big, huge ideas, big, huge stuff, big, huge moments. And I think you'll see that carry through the entire Secret Wars event.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now,
go ahead.
if you could be a member of the Thor Corps, who sort of, we've been introduced to them in Secret Wars #2.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. If you could be a member, what kind of look would you have, do you think? Like, I know I saw like a Storm-ish one, I saw a Destroyer-looking one.
You know, I have to say, part of me is like, well, I should do Thor now, but in my heart of hearts, I know I want to be a Beta Ray Bill. He's just so horsey, sweet.
So horsey,
alien-y.
sweet.
I love Beta Ray Bill. Who doesn't love Beta Ray Bill? He's like...
Monsters don't love Beta Ray Bill.
That's right.
Horrible people
What
don't
about you? Who would you want to be in the Thor
I'd want to be that Destroyer, like a giant metal Thor. He is the most metal character, and then you give him...
He's so metal.
Yeah, super metal. And you give him just metal, and he's tearing people apart, and then he has Mjolnir. Pretty cool.
Yeah, not terrible.
Not terrible whatsoever.
Also, guys, what are you thinking of Ryan's mustache? And also, do you think he should grow some chops?
Yeah, that was a comment on Periscope last night.
Yeah, I could see you with some chops, actually. Just saying.
I don't
Put
know.
it out there.
Yeah.
You know, I see a Padawan walking by, which reminds me, we also have a ton of Star Wars comics.
Yeah, we do.
So if you're definitely a Star Wars fan, you should check out a lot of our Star Wars comics are awesome. We have, of course, Star Wars. We have Princess Leia. We have Vader.
Yeah,
We have
Kanan, the last Padawan.
The last Padawan, speaking of Padawans. So lots of Star Wars also.
We've announced a Lando book coming out with Charles Soule as the writer, which is super cool.
And we also saw Charles Soule sing live band karaoke and wreck it last night. He was amazing.
He's legit.
He is legit. He is a musician.
We've got a veteran of the Marvel live streams tweeting to us, Sophia.
Oh, Sophia, our favorite.
She says, "Hey guys, how's it going? I don't know you were going to do Marvel Live." Well, we are doing Marvel Live, Sophia, and we expect you to be with us for 3 hours today and 3 hours tomorrow. We're going to have Peter David coming on real soon, so we're going to take a pause real soon. I'm going to find out, we're going to get a countdown, and then we're going to bring Peter on in a minute. We'll be back real soon. Guys, stay tuned as we roll on here.
Keep sending us your questions and comments, #MarvelACBC, and we'll answer them here live on the air, and you can check out our main hub at marvel.com/ACBC2015.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty great.
Stay with us. We'll be back with Peter David.
Exciting times, guys. We'll be back real soon.
Hey everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con, and I have a very, very special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hello there, I am Jeremy Shada, but most of you might know me as Finn from Adventure Time!
I saw you before in your line do the voice to some girls, and I kind of nerded out. You probably get that a lot, right?
A little bit, yeah. I like doing it. Whenever people ask me to do the voice, I have like my go-tos that I kind of go to first. I either do like the "What time is it?" or that's a good one, or "Mathematical." That's kind of my my go-to lines. People ask me to do the voice.
That's amazing. How many cons do you generally do a year?
It's kind of depends on the year, I guess, or depends on the time that I have. If I'm not busy doing other things with Adventure Time, recording it, or other on-camera stuff, or my band. But I kind of, if you even it out, I kind of do like one a month, like 1 weekend a month. I like to travel, and it's just a great way to kind of meet fans, go awesome places, kind of have some fun, and it's kind of a good way to give back to the people that love your show and kind of are the reason that you're able to continue doing your show and are successful. And
you're kind of doing double duty at this convention. Can you explain to fans what all you're doing here?
Yeah, so obviously I'm here as myself for Finn Adventure Time, promoting that. And then I'm also here with the band that I'm in, Make Out Monday, and we're actually performing tonight in the main hall, and we're opening for New Politics. So I'll be here with them as well.
That's awesome. And I guess, are you going to be touring anytime soon? Can fans check you out across the country, or what?
We're kind of doing a little bit differently than a lot of people. We're actually it's kind of a good system. A lot of the cons that I'm going to, we bring out the band as well,
great.
and then just do concerts at those. So yeah, more info and stuff from the ones that we'll be at will be on our social media, whether it be like Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, so yeah, that's it.
And you were telling me before we were rolling that you're kind of a big nerd yourself. How are you a nerd?
Yeah, I'm kind of a in the closet nerd, or not so in the closet nerd actually, because I mean I just wear it on my sleeve, man. I love superheroes, I love comic books, I love all of it, man. Thanks for watching Marvel.com. I'm Jeremy Shada, or Finn on Adventure Time. Slam a cow.
That's wonderful. Hey everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com. We are at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con, and I am with Jerry from Stanley Collectibles. How are you doing today?
Good, I'm good. How are you guys?
There's a really cool booth here if you're going to make it out to the con. Let's check some stuff out.
Yeah,
Can you
let's check
explain
it
some
out.
things?
Yeah, so right here we have a collage over here of a lot of the things that Stan created. We have a lot of the movies here, a lot of the properties here. A real specialty piece. A vendor gave this to us at a show, I think it was in Frankenstein's, and we had Stan sign it. We put it up here and display in the museum. Now, if you walk through here, I mean, you'll see a lot of the Sideshow stuff. And let me, if you guys want to focus in on this right here, this is Dot's Toys right here.
Hey guys, welcome back to Marvel Live from ACBC here in Atlantic City. I'm of course Lorraine Sink, host writer of Marvel's The Watcher, and we're here with the illustrious Peter David. Thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to do it.
So you just got in. What have been your highlights so far here at the con?
Oh, it's been, the whole con's been great. I mean, lots of fans coming up to me and saying hi and buying my books, which is always appreciated.
We like that.
Probably the highlight of the convention for me thus far has been this morning when I went to the Stanley Museum.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you guys have not done a remote from there, you really should. Looking over the overview of Stan's life, and because I'm me, I got a few perks. Like I got to play with some of the props. I had
cool.
Wolverine's claws in my hand and Thor's hammer, and I've been putting that on Twitter, so that's been getting a pretty good response.
That's so cool. And where can people follow you on Twitter if they want to check those out?
Peter David -pad. So yeah, that's where you find me.
Cool. And are you going to be doing some signings while you're here?
Oh yeah, I've got a table set up over in what is essentially Artist Alley.
Nice.
So basically during the course of this convention, I'm either at my table or I am at a panel. So I'm pretty easy to find.
Awesome. And what panels are you doing this time around?
Well, I did a panel today on Secret Wars. I talked about 2099 and Future Imperfect and had a lot of fun with that. And tomorrow I'm doing a Marvel High Roller, or whatever you would call it, panel at 1 o'clock.
Marvel Unlimited.
That's it.
So if you guys join Marvel Unlimited Plus, you get to come to Comic-Cons and get free exclusive content that you only get if you come here.
Absolutely.
Which is super fun. So that's exciting, isn't it? If that's loud for you guys too, let us know. We'll see if we can adjust it for you. And of course, you can always send us your questions and comments on Twitter and #MarvelACBC. And so now you're working on 2099,
Yes.
which has evolved from Spider-Man 2099
Correct.
into Secret Wars.
Exactly.
What has that evolution been like for you?
Well, it's been interesting because it's enabled me to essentially come up with a host of my own 2099 characters,
Yeah.
which is a lot of fun. I mean, I am at this point the only person still working at Marvel who was part of 2099 when it launched 20-some years ago. So apparently everyone defers to me as being Mr. 2099 and said take it and run with it. And I've created the 2099 version of the Avengers and have had a great time doing so.
And did you take inspiration from anywhere in particular when you were creating those guys?
My head. I mean, well, I mean, for example, with Captain America, I decided to make Captain America female this
Yes.
go-around.
And she looks awesome.
Well, thank you. You see,
Yeah.
that, it would be interesting you said that, because when Will Sliney, who's my wonderful artist on it, first did character drawings of her, he made her slender like Wonder Woman. And I said, no. If she's undergone the super soldier serum,
Yeah.
think about what the super soldier serum did to Steve Rogers. It took a skinny guy and made him incredibly muscled. Let's do the same thing with this woman, make her incredibly muscled. And I sent him pictures of women bodybuilders. And Will did a terrific job beefing her up.
Yeah.
And what was interesting was the fan reaction.
Oh, it was huge.
Well, it split right down gender lines. All the fanboys said, "Oh my God, she's so ugly, she looks terrible." All the fangirls said, "We love this character."
Right, and I very much was of that mindset. You know, all of
Excellent.
my girlfriends were like, "New fitness goal, this is who I want to be," you know. I think it's so cool to see something so different.
Thank you.
You know, for the ladies, we definitely appreciate and love it. And so, how far in are you guys with that series now?
I've written through issue 4. Will has drawn through issue 3. He's an incredibly fast artist, and I usually have to put pedal to the metal to stay up with him.
That's awesome. We do have some questions coming in.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Hey guys, how's this going? I didn't know you had Marvel Live. Thank you, Sophia. And then we see what 2099 new character or old character will be getting the future makeover from Hernan. Thank you for tuning in, Hernan.
What
new characters are getting this retreatment? So we talked a little bit about Captain America.
Captain
of course,
America,
is now
Hawkeye.
female.
The Hawkeye, the Black Widow. Black Widow's interesting. Don't have sex with her. It will not end well.
Oh, like a real
Black Widow,
Black
yes.
Widow.
Yeah. We have Hercules, who is basically Hercules, because I figured he's a god, so why not just have him be pretty much the same? We have the Vision, who I don't want to ruin, but let me just simply tell you that the Vision is absolutely nothing like the current Android version. And Captain America, as I said, and Iron Man, who is a guy who is actually about 3.5 feet tall. So that's going to be fun when he opens up the Iron Man armor and just walks down a little flight of stairs.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Well, you also have Future Imperfect coming up. We don't have much longer with you, but Future Imperfect. What has it been like working on that title?
Well, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, keep in mind that when I first wrote it 20 years ago, you know, the story ended with the Maestro dying, and I figured that was pretty much the end of that. But this is the Marvel Universe, and death is merely a transitional stage. And the Maestro is back, and I just am having a great time revisiting with the character. He's a lot of fun.
And are you going to be calling back to some of your original work?
Yes. Several of the characters who were in the previous 2019, previous Future Imperfect are in this one. And I'm also bringing in several characters who are from other works of mine set in the future, but have not visited Future Imperfect before.
Oh, that's so cool. And now Sophia would like to know, Peter, when writing scripts, how much freedom do you have?
Oh, I have a great deal of freedom. I write the scripts and I send it off to the editor, and like 90 to 95% of the time they let me do whatever the hell I want. So, you know, that's really flattering.
And do you feel like that's something that has grown with you as an artist as you've written more and more, that they give you more and more freedom?
I tend to think so. I mean, I think they trust me that I know what I'm doing, even when I do something that's totally insane.
Well, there's a method to your madness, I'm
There
sure.
is.
Where can fans find you online and beyond?
I'm on Twitter on PeterDavid-Pad. I'm on PeterDavid.net. That's my website, and I'm on Facebook.
Perfect. Well, you guys, go check out Peter David online, on Twitter, and beyond. We're going to be back with more from Marvel Live. Keep sending us your questions and comments, and hashtag MarvelACBC, and check us out at marvel.com/ACBC 2015. We'll be right back with you.
Action figure coming out later for San Diego. It's actually going to be exclusive. We're giving one away. So if you're not here, you're missing out.
You're giving it to me, right? After this interview?
We'll talk about it off camera, right? So we're giving that out. It's going to be exclusive for San Diego. Okay, there's going to be 200 of them signed for SDCC Comic Con. So that's good. And if you want to check out Dr. Doom right here, it's another Sideshow piece. Now, the ones that we're coming up here next are all Sideshow, like premium format figures, but they've all been customized and chromed out. You check out the Galactus with Silver Surfer. We have Frankie Ray and Nova right there, right? And then, of course, we have Iron Man and the Mark, I think it's Mark IV, right?
Yeah.
I mean, beautifully chromed pieces. I mean, this took, I think, 4 months for this whole lot to get done. Wow. I mean, if you guys want to check out the rest, we can move on this way. I mean, just look at them. Look how they shine. I mean, you need to be here to appreciate the beauty of these things.
Do you have a favorite?
I do. This War Machine one is awesome. I mean, look at the tone, like the color tones on this. I mean, I love Iron Man, right? But after they chromed it out, I'm starting to get a nice Jonesin for this one right here.
How many cons do you guys generally go to?
We do like about maybe 20 or more, averaging.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's got to be kind of a feat to get all this stuff out without like breaking anything. I
yes,
assume.
it's a very daunting task. I mean, a lot of logistics have to go through, and a lot of things we have to do with the shows and the promoters and all that stuff. But this stuff right here.
Let's keep walking down.
This stuff right here is from Legacy Studios. So what they did is they loaned this out to us for the museum. So these are the actual props used in the movies. Wow. So this was in, I think, Iron Man 2. And then check
3.
out Ironmonger 3 right there.
Yeah.
And then the original Iron Man. But check out Ironmonger right there. That's the coup d'etat. That's the centerpiece right there, right?
That's awesome. And then down this way, I guess we can't really see because there's a bunch of people checking stuff out, which is a good thing.
Right.
But down here, there's a couple more.
Yeah. Down there, there's that one actually. That one lights up, and before it was fully automated where we can move stuff around, but it got a little ding during shipping, so we can't really do anything like that. But yeah, they use that in the movie as well. What else? What else do you guys want?
I think that's it. There's a couple other pieces of art that we'll let fans have to come to check it out.
Yeah.
What booth number are you? You know, I think you're around 700 something.
We're on Stanley Boulevard, aisle 700.
Well, thanks for taking the time. This is really cool. Hey everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con, and I have a very, very special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hello there, I am Jeremy Shada, but most of you might know me as Finn from Adventure Time.
I saw you before in your line do the voice to some girls, and I kind of nerded out. You probably get that a lot, right?
Little bit. Yeah. I like doing it. Whenever people ask me to do the voice, I have my go-tos that I kind of go to first. I either do like the "What time is it?" or that's a good one, or mathematical. That's kind of my go-to lines. People ask me to do the voice.
That's amazing. How many cons do you generally do a year?
It's kind of depends on the year, I guess, or depends on the time that I have. If I'm not busy doing other things with Adventure Time, recording it, or other on-camera stuff, or my band. But if you even it out, I kind of do like one a month, like 1 weekend a month. I like to travel, and it's just a great way to kind of meet fans, go awesome places, kind of have some fun, and it's kind of a good way to give back to the people that love your show and kind of are the reason that you're able to continue doing your show and are successful. So. And
you're kind of doing double duty at this convention. Can you explain to fans what all you're doing here?
Yeah, so obviously I'm here as myself for Finn Adventure Time, promoting that. And then I'm also here with the band that I'm in, Make Out Monday, and we're actually performing tonight in the main hall, and we're opening for New Politics. So I'll be here with them as well.
That's awesome. And I guess, are you going to be touring anytime soon? Can fans check you out across the country or what?
We're kind of doing a little bit differently than a lot of people. It's kind of a good system. A lot of the cons that I'm going to, we bring out the band as well, and then just do concerts at those. So more info and stuff from the ones that we'll be at will be on our social media, whether it be like Twitter, Instagram. That's awesome. It.
And you were telling me before we were rolling that you're kind of a big nerd yourself. How are you a nerd?
Yeah, I'm kind of a in the closet nerd, or not so in the closet nerd actually, because I just wear it on my sleeve, man. I love superheroes. I love comic books. I love all of it, man. Thanks for watching Marvel.com. I'm Jeremy Shada, or Finn on Adventure Time. Slam a cow.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com. We are at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con, and I am with Jerry from Stanley Collectibles. How are you doing today?
Good, I'm good. How are you guys?
There's a really cool booth here if you're going to make it out to the con. Let's check some stuff out. Can you explain some things?
Yeah, so right here we have a collage over here of a lot of the things that Stan created. We have a lot of the movies here, a lot of the properties here. A real specialty piece. A vendor gave this to us at a show, I think it was in Frankenstein's. And we had Stan sign it. We put it up here and display in the museum. Now, if you walk through here, you'll see a lot of the Sideshow stuff. And let me, if you guys want to focus in on this right here, this is DOS Toys right here. It's a new action figure coming out later for San Diego. It's actually going to be exclusive. We're giving one away. So if you're not here, you're missing out.
You're giving it to me, right? After this interview?
we'll talk about it off camera, right? So we're giving that out. It's going to be exclusive for San Diego. Okay, there's going to be 200 of them signed for SDCC Comic Con. So that's good. And if you want to check out Dr. Doom right here, it's another Sideshow piece. Now, the ones that we're coming up here next are all Sideshow, like premium format figures, but they've all been customized and chromed out. You check out the Galactus with Silver Surfer. We have Frankie Ray and Nova right there, right? And then, of course, we have Iron Man and the Mark, I think it's Mark IV, right? Yeah. I mean, beautifully.
Hey guys!
Hey, we're back!
Welcome back to Marvel Live at ACBC 2015. I'm Ryan Padagos, aka Marvel's Agent M, joined by
Lorraine Sankos, writer of Marvel's The Watcher, and we're joined by the most lovely Sana Amanat. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is a very amazingly chill convention. This is how all conventions should be.
Yeah.
There's
Where you can
space to walk.
breathe.
Yeah.
And there's people like everybody's friendly and like
Yeah.
I'm taking pictures with people, we're high-fiving people, we're
Yeah.
looking at all the cosplayers, answering questions.
It's awesome. I'm like casually strolling and actually can see what's in front of me, which is totally unheard of for a convention. So I'm having a good time.
Totally.
And so now, for you guys at home who don't know Sana's face, you know her from the books.
Yes.
You, of course, are editor of Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. But what is your exact title?
So I have a nice long title. It's called Director of Content and Character Development, which everyone at Marvel is familiar with having long titles,
Executive
right?
Editorial Director of Marvel Digital Media Group here.
It's it's totally easy to say. But yeah, it's actually a new position. I just started in a couple of months ago. I'm still an editor. I still make comic books, which is sort of what I love doing as well. But I'm kind of looking at our franchises and our characters as they're developing across our divisions. So it's a pretty great gig to have, actually. I'm pretty excited. I hope I don't screw it up. Good chance I might.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean,
there might be.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you guys know me, I might. There's be like food crumbs everywhere in the comic books. That's just how I'm going to start publishing them. So
Does that mean that you get to look at all of our properties, as in like from film and TV and cartoon animated series, all of that and beyond?
Yeah, we're focusing mostly on like our elevation properties and the newer properties that people might not be as familiar with, and especially except for, of course, people who've been reading Marvel comics for a while.
Right.
Things like the Inhumans and Captain Marvel, and making sure that we have a clear mission statement and a vision for each of our properties, so that everyone can either pick up a comic book or watch the television show or watch the movie and become a fan of those characters.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. And now, I know that editors are so integral to the process of making comics, and I don't think that people really realize how important you guys are to the process. Can you tell people a little bit like what your job really is like?
Basically, we get blamed for all of the things that go wrong in the comic book. Essentially, we get a lot of lots of complaint letters.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, and then we have to sort of distract them and make jokes so that they don't hate us as much anymore. But no, being an editor is actually really fantastic. It is very much about collaborating with the creators that we work with, like the talented writers and artists that we have. Each of us work on a specific line of books and make sure that we're telling the best stories possible of those characters. We're really like, brand managers and caretakers of these characters who've existed for 80 years now, Marvel is?
75, 76?
75, 76 years. So we very much want to make sure that we can, tell the character stories and be true to who they are and the essence of their characters, but at the same time continue to have them evolve, and figuring out what writer, what artist can be able to do that and refresh the series that we have is really integral to what being an editor is. Some people think it's just like, oh, you edit a balloon and that's it.
You check for the grammar, but it's so much more.
Totally. That's what my mom thought up until last year. So. Yeah, so I do real things, like I put sentences together.
Sometimes.
And sometimes, yeah.
Guys, if you have questions for Sana, want to learn about, you have questions about how to break into comics or anything like that, tweet using hashtag #MarvelACBC. Two of the books that we talked about already, Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, just amazing fan bases.
Oh my God, yeah.
How's it been for you, and I'm sure talking with the creators on those books, of seeing how much our fans have embraced those characters, especially more and more as we go along?
It's been really amazing because when I started out in comics, I felt like I was the only girl working in comics, like liking comics. I'm at conventions, like Lorraine, you know, like you walk into a convention show and you're like, oh, there's another girl. And it was very much about sort of, you know, projecting women in terms of how they are, like their physical form. And that's really all it was at conventions and all it was really in comic books. I think what happened with Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel was like we were able to actually depict a female character for who she is as a human being, which is like, whoa, shocking.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things about Captain Marvel, that book, is her friendship with Spider-Woman, with Jessica Drew. It's it's one of those things where you don't see two women competing, you see them
being friends and liking each other.
I think it's so important because I think it
absolutely,
you know, passes all those Bechdel tests and things.
Absolutely, and that's what's been so wonderful to be able to do a series like Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel is that people, and it's not just like women coming into the fold, which is what we want. We want more women to be reading comic books because their comic books are for them. But we're just getting people just of all ages, races, genders, everything, like realizing that this is not. It's not about having more female characters. It's about creating better stories, and that's really what we're trying to do with Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel, and I think the fans are realizing and reacting to that. So
100%.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
And there's some new stuff happening for Kamala Khan too, which I'm really excited about.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have, which I actually talked about briefly in a panel today, was in the last day storyline of Ms. Marvel, she has a very, very, very special team up with Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, who is really Kamala Khan's idol. She took on her formal mantle of Ms. Marvel because she's a huge fan of Carol Danvers and what she's accomplished. And this team up comes in a very pivotal point in Kamala Khan's life. It's during the last days. Everything's falling apart around her, and she has to make a decision as to what to do. And that is when Captain Marvel comes. And Captain Marvel's in the middle of it, and she finds out that Ms. Marvel exists, and she knows that she needs to take time out to actually go see her and say hello.
That's pretty amazing.
Really beautiful story, yeah. And Adrian Alfona, actually, I will be revealing some never seen before art at the MU Plus panel.
Say what?
This Sunday. When is it? Tomorrow
at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Let's say. High voice. I don't know.
And for you guys who don't know, Marvel Unlimited Plus this is totally your thing.
Yeah. It's just one of the. It's something I'm really passionate about because it gives more to the fans who are excited and obsessed about Marvel. It's a really fun, very intimate panel. You guys who are watching from like all the countries, like Sophia. You can't see this stuff, but we try to do a lot of these cool perks. Sophia actually has a question, or a comment. She says, having long titles is so Marvel. Do you use acronyms like SHIELD and Strike and...
Oh, you should break it down.
I should.
What would yours be?
I would just be like Director of Awesome, is what I was thinking.
So AWE.
AWE.
So you're making it more difficult.
I'm making it more difficult. Yeah, I know.
That's
Sorry.
also a Marvel thing to do.
Yeah, we don't. I don't even know what it would be.
A fun fact about that is when you do copy editing of any kind, you have to like cap lock, uncap lock, period. Cap lock.
I'd be like, that's me.
Well, where can people find you online and beyond?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at minib622. I also have a Tumblr called the All New Ms. Marvel, tumblr.com. Check it out for some behind the scenes stuff. And also, I don't know, at the Marvel offices. Come by if they let you.
No.
No?
She is speaking crazy talk.
What?
Please don't come by. Our security would not appreciate that. But thanks for the thought. Guys, we'll be back real soon. Tons more to watch as we roll on here from ACBC. Hashtag Marvel ACBC. Be back real soon.
Quite good. Did you? I'm sure you did, but did you see that they put together a Kamala Khan? Oh yes, I heard about this. I heard about this. Which is where is it? Detroit. Yeah, it was somewhere like in the middle. Yeah, it's kind of hilarious. Yeah. I wonder how that went. I know. Happening or it happened? It did happen. Yeah. And I think it happened in like February or March. I didn't even know. It was one of those things where it was like this weekend is Kamala Khan and it exploded on Tumblr. I love big sort of thing into the stuff. It's so funny because the next series is very much about that. We're going to talk about what happens with certain women to like their own agenda and all that. Yeah, to get Twitter verified. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe 20 or more averaging.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's got to be kind of a feat to get all this stuff out without like breaking anything. I
Yes,
assume.
it's a very daunting task. I mean, a lot of logistics have to go through, and a lot of things we have to do with the shows and the promoters and all that stuff. But this stuff right here.
Let's keep walking down.
This stuff right here is from Legacy Studios. So what they did is they loaned this out to us for the museum. So these are the actual props used in the movies. So this was in, I think, Iron Man 2. And then check
3.
out the Ironmonger 3 right there.
Yeah.
And then the original Iron Man. But check out Ironmonger right there. That's the coup d'etat. That's the centerpiece right there, right?
That's awesome. And then down this way, I guess we can't really see because there's a bunch of people checking stuff out, which is a good thing.
Right.
But down here, there's a couple more.
Yeah. Down there, there's that one actually. That one lights up, and before it was fully automated where we can move stuff around, but it got a little ding during shipping, so we can't really do anything like that. But yeah, they use that in the movie as well. What else? What else do you guys want?
I think that's it. There's a couple other pieces of art that we'll let fans have to come to check it out.
Yeah.
What booth number are you? You don't. I think you're around 700 something.
We're on Stanley Boulevard, aisle 700.
Well, thanks for taking the time. This is really cool. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. This is Blake with Marvel.com at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con, and I have a very, very special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hello there, I am Jeremy Shada, but most of you might know me as Finn from Adventure Time.
I saw you before in your line do the voice to some girls, and I kind of nerded out. You probably get that a lot, right?
Little bit. Yeah. I like doing it. Whenever people ask me to do the voice, I have like my go-tos that I kind of go to first. I either do like the "What time is it?" or that's a good one, or mathematical. That's kind of my go-to lines. People ask me to do the voice.
That's amazing. How many cons do you generally do a year?
It's kind of depends on the year, I guess, or depends on the time that I have. If I'm not busy doing other things with Adventure Time, recording it, or other on-camera stuff, or my band. But I generally, if you even it out, I kind of do like one a month, like 1 weekend a month. I like to travel, and it's just a great way to kind of meet fans, go awesome places, kind of have some fun, and it's kind of a good way to give back to the people that love your show and kind of are the reason that you're able to continue doing your show and are successful. So. And
you're kind of doing double duty at this convention. Can you explain to fans what all you're doing here?
Yeah, so obviously I'm here as myself for Finn Adventure Time, promoting that. And then I'm also here with the band that I'm in, Make Out Monday, and we're actually performing tonight in the main hall, and we're opening for New Politics. So I'll be here with them as well.
That's awesome. And I guess, are you going to be touring anytime soon? Can fans check you out across the country, or what?
We're kind of doing it a little bit differently than a lot of people. It's kind of a good system. A lot of the cons that I'm going to, we bring out the band as well, and then just do concerts at those. So more info and stuff from the ones that we'll be at will be on our social media, whether it be like Twitter, Instagram. That's awesome. It.
And you were telling me before we were rolling that you're kind of a big nerd yourself. How are you a nerd?
Yeah, I'm kind of a in the closet nerd, or not so in the closet nerd actually, because I just wear it on my sleeve, man. I love superheroes. I love comic books. I love all of it, man. Thanks for watching Marvel.com. I'm Jeremy Shada, or Finn on Adventure Time. Slam a cow.
That's wonderful.
That's true. Might need a mic, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Ryan Panagos, aka Marvel's Agent M, here live at ACBC 2015, joined by
Kofi Kingston, aka Kofi Kingston.
Xavier Woods, a.k.a. the ruler of Asgard.
Yeah,
That's right.
loud, exciting.
For real.
Indeed.
You guys have a show tonight? Very
We
fun.
do. Yes. Right in Boardwalk Hall, you know what I'm saying? And by chance, Comic-Con happens to be in the same town at the same time.
It's fantastic.
So we're just taking advantage, and we're like kids in candy stores right now. I'm holding Captain America's shield. I mean, this is pretty cool.
Does it get much better than this?
You look kind of like Cap.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's pretty good.
That's right. Captain African America.
There we go.
Right? You know
There
what
we
I'm
go.
saying?
Just Captain
Africa.
America.
AKA.
We just call him
Yeah.
Captain America.
There you go, 'cause we don't see color. There we go.
Totally. Who you guys? Can you say who you're against tonight?
Yeah, I believe we're going up against Cesaro and Kid.
So
They're gonna have to-
going on,
yeah,
guys.
You're gonna have to go up against some of
But
this.
they got to climb Mount Woods. You see what I'm
It's
saying?
cold up
That's an
there.
obstacle. It's
The
cold.
oxygen is thin.
You
There's
can't
Sherpas
breathe.
that live in the
You
crease.
know what
They
I'm
take you on the
saying?
ride, the journey. If you can make it,
no.
you can make
That's
it. Come
right.
on.
That's right.
We got to make fun of E, who's been on Marvel Live before, who just couldn't take the time to show up.
Well, you got to think about it. He's not called Big E for no reason. He's got to stay big, so he's in the gym.
He's
eating. Probably at a
Yeah.
Denny's right now. He
Yep.
loves it. It's delicious.
I think he's up to at least like 6 meals right now, and I'm not kidding at
Yeah.
all. Between like protein shakes
And
and,
it's-
regular
it's what?
meals, the man eats
4:45.
4:45.
6 meals in.
6 meals, probably 6 meals to go.
It's pretty
That's
serious.
insane.
Yeah.
Yes.
He stays
Are you
big.
guys on any kind of regimen like that? Not as much, but I'm
Definitely,
sure you
for
have
me,
to.
not as much. I mean, I've had a protein shake and some breakfast. That's
Okay.
it. So I'm like 2 meals
Yeah.
deep, but you know,
Had
it's
a
all
little
good.
bit to eat, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But
You're more the high flying guys for
Yeah.
the team too. So
Yeah.
that might be
He
a
is.
little bit.
I'll
Yeah.
say, we got high flyer on this end, big strong man on that end. I'm a hybrid mix of the two. So I do a
Yeah.
little bit of both. Maybe we see some suplexes and throws, maybe some stuff off the top rope, you know?
You might even see him do a press because you did that one
maybe.
press that one
'Cause
time.
I'm
You know what I'm
strong.
saying?
I'm real strong.
Mount
Get him
Woods
up
don't
there.
play around. Mount Woods
No,
don't
we
play.
don't.
Mount
No, we
Woods don't play.
It's serious.
I want to. Do you have a T-shirt that says Mount Woods don't play?
And we need to.
Oh, wow. Well, merchandise-
WWE.com.
Cut 'em in
merch,
3%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. We need to have a T-shirt.
Yes.
A ton of shirts. I don't know. We actually need New Day socks.
New Day socks. A lot of people have been chanting for New Day
Yeah.
socks. Can you
That
believe
is
it?
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Since
amazing.
we
Crowds
came out.
everywhere. Even here, people are chanting New Day socks.
Yeah.
New Day socks. Unfortunately, like we don't have the manufacturing to build,
Yeah.
to produce all of them ourselves.
This is true.
So we need some help, you know. But we're gonna get you guys your New Day socks.
Yes.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
it's
get
coming.
you guys your New
They're
Day
coming.
socks. Trust me when I tell you.
Because
I've
you
heard
want
those
them.
chants.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If
yeah.
you watch Raw, you watch SmackDown, any of the pay-per-views, at WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, people are just constantly chanting New Day,
New Day
socks.
socks.
And I've never heard people chant for socks this bad. We must have some people out there with some cold feet.
Yeah. A lot of
And we're
cold
gonna take
feet
care
out
of that.
there. Yeah.
WWE is great about listening to its fans. So obviously, if the fans want socks, you guys
Exactly.
WWE
We
has
have to
deliver.
oblige. What
Ankle
we do is we
socks.
give people what they
Tube
want.
socks.
That's what
Yes.
New Day's all about. Every time
Whatever
we go
they
out there,
want.
people are smiling. They want to see us. So we're giving them what they want. We will give you your socks. Don't worry. We will give you your socks very soon. Very
both
soon.
of you guys, legit, I don't want geek, nerd, whatever you want to call it. Who are your favorite Marvel characters?
Oh man, there's so many. I mean,
too many.
I'm a big Spider-Man guy. Like I've always said, I've done interviews with you guys before, and Spider-Man is always just a guy who's really athletic and doing all these cool things, but also talking trash and telling corny jokes while he does it. And that's like exactly what I do throughout the entire day. So,
And
I'm
that's
a
where
big
we're very
Spider-Man
similar
guy.
as well, because
Yeah.
Spider-Man's also my guy. One of the reasons Kofi and I are such good friends, like-minded people.
It's true. On the same
Spider-Man-
page.
Oh, exactly.
In the same sentence.
Uh.
In the same word. The same letter. Ooh. Harmonizing.
See that?
Man.
It's beautiful. We don't practice.
We need E on the bass, though.
This is
E on
true.
the bass,
This
you
is
know?
true.
Yeah.
Do you have specific eras? Like, were you cartoon fans growing up? Is that what got you into it? Was there a specific comic artist or writer that really made you love Spider-Man?
I used to.
Oh, no, please,
by all means,
please,
after
good
you.
sir.
No, I defer.
Please, good
I
sir.
defer. Oh,
You sure? No, you.
After you, I insist.
Oh, if you
Okay,
insist.
okay.
For me, it was more of the cartoons. Then I got into comics a little bit later in life. As we were talking earlier,
Yeah.
I fell off a little bit. Now I'm back in deep, buying probably $30 to $50 worth of comics every weekend as we're on the road. Of
Legit.
course, no problem. Everybody likes money. You know, I figure we circulate it around between the couple of us, and we'll be all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely got in through the cartoons, and now I'm more into the comics
but it's
Yeah,
good.
I initially got in through the actual like comic books. You know, we used to have a place called the Dugout in Winchester, Massachusetts. We would all go after middle school and just chill and eat pizzas, which are pizza bagels, and read comic books. And then I fell off for a little bit, got into like the cartoons and everything, and then the movies and all that, and then got back into the comic books probably like a few years ago, maybe like 3-4 years ago, and I haven't been able to stop since.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys, big show tomorrow. From here, you go right to Baltimore. Is that right?
That's right.
Payback.
That's
Defending
right.
these tag team championships.
That's right, fighting champions. So you know we gave Cesaro and Kid a 2 out of 3 falls match. We didn't have to do that.
You didn't.
But we did, because we are what? Fighting champions.
That's
right.
Where are the belts? I was
That's
kinda
right.
hoping to see the belts.
Well,
Just saying.
we call them titles just because
we call them
don't
titles.
hold your pants
You wear
up.
belts.
Yeah,
you wear belts.
Right.
You know what I'm
Civilians
saying? We
wear
have
belts.
titles.
Yes.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
You know.
Sorry.
You know,
Yes.
no
If you
apology
say
needed. No
title
apology
belts,
needed.
maybe that is a little bit more
We let that
acceptable.
slide.
Championship titles is the preferable nomenclature.
And we figured, you know, coming out to a convention, we wanted to just be amongst our people.
Just
you know,
bask.
a little bit of cosplay, you know,
That's it.
some Black Ranger stuff.
That's right.
You know, Kofi a little bit as himself.
That's right. Well, I'm wearing a
What you got?
Creative Pro Wrestler school shirt here, so I'm a wrestler in training.
Right,
Not
there we
very
go.
creative, but you know, I don't have
A
to
creator
stray far,
wrestler,
You know,
as you can make on the
Creative
WWE 2K games.
that's
Oh,
right.
nice.
That's right. That's right.
So where can fans find you guys on social media?
I'm on Twitter at True Kofi, TrueKofi.
I am on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram as Xavier Woods PhD.
Legit. Thanks, guys.
Real life.
Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con with a very, very special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Steve Cardenas, and I play Rocky the Red Power Ranger on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
It's funny because a lot of my coworkers and a lot of my friends are still huge Power Rangers fans. Is there something to say that like encapsulates why the show just can't die and it continues to go on?
Well, I mean, there's just so many interesting aspects about it. I mean, if you think about it from a young kid's perspective, you know, it's got bright colors, it's got aliens, it's got monsters, it's got, you know, teamwork, it's got diversity, it's got martial arts, it's got explosions, I mean, it's got rock music. I mean, you combine all that stuff together and it's just an overload of the senses for kids, you know. So, that stuff, and then of course when people think back on their childhood, the nostalgia comes rushing back, and that's one of the things they think about is how excited they used to get, and how they kind of long for that again, I guess. So I think that when people come by to see me, I think that's what kind of keeps them kind of coming back,
It's cool you mentioned the diversity thing because, like you said, like these days, I don't think shows are as diverse as Power Rangers has been.
No, they're definitely not. And it's like such a diverse group of people, learning how to work together and working together as a team and showing that camaraderie and that friendship. That's one of the big messages of Power Rangers, the theme across the board, is that you always have to learn how to work together and rely on other people. It's all about self-reliance too, but, understanding that you've got a support group around you, right. And that's what kids need to know. I think it's one of the messages that kids remember even to this day.
And being such an integral figure in the Power Ranger community, what is a con like for you at these things? I'm sure fans just come up and like lose it in front of you.
Well, the thing is, it's like that they do that, from time to time. People come up, I've had some people cry and stuff like that, and like, oh my God, you were my childhood, and it's like the emotions come rushing back. But the truth is, I get it, because I'm one too, I mean, if you think about it, I used to watch The Karate Kid as a kid, just wishing I could learn martial arts, and it was the whole reason I got into martial arts was watching The Karate Kid and watching The Last Dragon. And then now to actually get to meet these guys at cons and stuff, and I'm going up to them and saying, you were the reason I got into martial arts, and it was the same thing. So I get it when people come up, and I'm happy that I was able to be a part of that, I mean, that's something no one's ever going to be able to take away from me, and it's just super cool.
I love hearing those stories though. So is it like Ralph Macchio was the guy that you freaked out over? Or who else? Have you ever freaked out over anybody else?
Timok, from The Last Dragon, Bruce Leroy, dude, I mean, he's actually a good friend of mine now. Whenever he comes into town, he stays at my house, so, we're actually good friends, And let's see, who else do I like? Oh, I even the guys that work here on this team here. I got Michael Rooker, he's really cool. I just met Greg Henry for the first time today, right now, and I was like, I just kind of geeking out when I was standing next to him as we're waiting to get driven over here right now. I was like, dude, I loved Payback, man.
That's
You were
awesome.
great.
I did the
I
same
know, right?
thing.
I know, I did the same thing to him too, yeah. So I thought it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So I still geek out a little bit too on some of these shows,
So for fans who can't make it to the con, what can they see from you upcoming?
Well, right now the main thing that I do is I run a martial arts studio. I teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu whenever I'm not doing these conventions and stuff. But I do travel almost every single weekend, so I'm probably going to come to your town somewhere. So make sure you show up. As of right now, nothing is certain yet, but the Lionsgate's coming out with the Power Ranger reboot, so I'm hoping to try to get in on that one, and hopefully maybe another season at Mighty Morphin, when it comes, like a reunion sort of thing. So we'll see about that. And then, I don't know, little by little, we'll see what happens. But as of right now, I'm mainly focused on my martial arts studio and then come out and meeting the fans on the weekends and stuff.
And for fans who are going to be at the con, what can they expect from you other than the sign-in? You're doing a panel, I assume.
Yeah, we've got a panel. I'm doing photo ops. We also do photo ops at the table here, where if people come into the table, get to hold the Power Ranger helmets and take pictures. We do karate poses together. I've got a whole slew of merchandise. If you just pan over real quick right here. We got all kinds of different things for sale as well here too. That all comes with an autograph on it and stuff like that. So anyway, lots of cool stuff. We're excited here. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's my first time really in AC.
Hello, Marvelites. Welcome back to ACBC 2015. I'm Ryan Penagos, aka Marvel's Agent M, and I'm joined by Frank Tieri, who is closely associated with the character of Wolverine. Frank, how you doing?
Well, finally you got me on. I mean, what, I get bumped like a million times today? I was supposed to be on at like 4, all right? You got wrestlers coming on here. You got Peter freaking David. You got...
Are you on pay-per-view tomorrow?
Maybe I am on pay-per-view. People want to see me.
They do.
Half naked running around.
I don't know about that.
Let's
not get crazy.
Well,
How's your show?
It's been great. We're having a very good show, yes.
I heard you got brought here in a lovely town car, rolled in.
I'm a big star, pal.
I know.
They know to take care of the talent. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
Schleps like you, they put on a,
Oh yeah, I was on a bus.
Yeah, well, what can I tell you?
What can I say? It's hard being Frank Tieri, I'm sure.
Somebody has to do it.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about Secret Wars. What you got cooking?
I got a story for the Secret Wars Journal. We go back to the Marvel Noir universe. It's basically it's not just about. We open with the murder of Marvel Noir Tony Stark, okay, and Marvel Noir Wolverine and Marvel Noir Punisher, who I've written before, obviously, have to figure out who did it. But the thing of it is, it's one of the other realities has invaded the Marvel Noir universe. So it's not just a whodunit, it's a where did it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So are you exploring different zones, different regions, or?
Well, I'm just not going to tell you who that's like giving away. What do you want me to just tell you? Blah 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 did it. All right. Yeah. Boom. That's it. Don't read the book. Yeah. Well, that's part of the fun of the story is to figure out which reality has invaded the Marvel. Marvel Noir doesn't have the technology, let's say, of some of the other universes. They probably think it's an easy mark. So one of the other universes has tried to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Also, in addition to the comics you've written, you worked on video games before for Marvel.
Sure.
What are some of the titles that Marvel fans who are watching now would know you from?
Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Marvel vs. Capcom 3.5, Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Marvel Puzzle Quest, super fun game.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have how much insight did you have into where what storylines were going on and with these games? Like, how much are you writing dialogue? Are you pitching plot? How does that work in some of the video game space?
Well, it depends on the project. I mean, with the Marvel Noir, Marvel. We started with Dark Reign, and we basically did that story at first, that storyline. So I basically set up the story for Marvel Puzzle Quest. As far as Marvel vs. Capcom 3, we had a basic story behind it. That if you read the comic book, the Italian comic book, you got most of the story. But other than that, it was mostly dialogue and the endings and stuff like that.
Sure. Now, you guys, if you're watching, you have questions for Frank, or you just want to comment about anything else, please use the hashtag MarvelACBC. Check in the Twitter machine right now. Frank, what is your Twitter?
Very hard. Frank Tieri, just that.
What do you tweet about?
What do I tweet about?
Yeah.
I tweet about everything. Not safe for kids necessarily.
No.
Yeah.
I think that could go pretty far along in talking about just who Frank Tieri is.
Just generally, yeah. My Facebook, my Twitter, it's, look, what you see is what you get.
What you get is great stuff.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Awesome stuff.
Who was your favorite Marvel character growing up?
My favorite Marvel character growing up, probably The Thing.
Why?
Well, obvious reasons. I sound like him. You know what I mean?
You said it. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So,
let's hear your best. It's clobbering time.
It's clobbering time.
Holy crap, that's terrific.
I think I did The Thing for you.
You
guys.
probably did do
I
it for us.
I used to do the voice of Wolverine too for you guys.
Yeah. So, what first got you into comics?
First, I don't remember exactly. Just I liked to read as a kid, and it was always easier to read comics.
Yeah.
I liked superheroes. I was mainly a Marvel kid growing up, so all those classic Thor, Simonson, Simonson Thors, and John Byrne FFs, Claremont X-Men. That's the stuff. Frank Miller, Daredevil. That's the stuff I grew up on.
Classic.
All classic stuff.
Seminal stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think about Marvel employee John Cirilli?
Well, here's one thing I want to bring up, okay?
Uh-oh.
First of all, I think very lowly of the man, all right? First of all,
That's
okay?
fair.
I've heard that if he something about ice cream being involved.
Yes.
Yes, okay? If we get another number of hits, folks, okay? John Cirilli's supposedly going to buy ice cream for these guys, okay? Let's get as many hits as possible because I want that cheap son of a whatever to buy these guys ice cream, okay? And I'm not talking about cheap ice cream. I want like Haagen-Dazs for these guys. Not like ice cream, you get like in your grandmother's refrigerator with the layer of ice on top. Good ice cream for these guys. John Cirilli, you cheap, well.
Yeah. Thank you for holding back, and also thank you for pushing for the ice cream.
Yes, more hits, so he buys ice cream.
We got a couple in for you. Sophia, who's a legendary watcher of the show, she says, which character do you prefer writing?
Well, I always prefer to write bad guys, obviously, because I've done a lot of bad guy things. Well, not personally.
We've got a crowd over here.
We got Peter Gallery over here making comments off stage here. Meaning, I did a lot of bad guy stories and things, whatever. Anyway, I also like writing Wolverine, obviously, because I'm closely associated with Wolverine, because everybody got say it, I'm closely associated with Wolverine. We have people making comments off panel here, if you haven't noticed.
What villains in particular? Are there some that come initially, if someone was like, yeah, we want you to write a villain story, who do you think go to immediately?
I love Sabretooth.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite characters, just because he's just such an evil bastard, you know what I mean? Let me think. Sabretooth is probably my favorite out of the villains.
Lucas Ackerman asked do you want to see Wolverine alive? Do you like seeing him dead? Do you think that what kind of stories do you want to see out of that?
Guys, he's dead. He's dead for 5 minutes. He'll be back. And I have no knowledge of this whatsoever. Guess what? When the movie comes out, I kind of think he'll be back by then.
I don't know.
Spoiler alert, Wolverine will be back when the movie comes out and they got merchandise and stuff to sell.
I don't know. I think we've killed him pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, that's that. What else? Well, we can't really talk about your stuff with the competition. But we do have some stuff that's percolating for you, and it might be cool to talk about in the future.
Yes.
But are you playing any video games right now? Are you watching any movies? What's good for you right now?
I'm always playing a lot of video games. Mainly these days, I've had the time to play like Plants and Zombies and stuff like that. Just on your phone. And I play Disney Infinity with my kid. He loves.
That's awesome.
Loves that game.
Who does your kid like to play as?
He likes the Marvel superheroes.
Sure.
He likes Iron Man. Iron Man's his favorite. And we've been playing Spider-Man too. He likes. I play Thor, and then we do a little fighting, and I make Thor kick Iron Man's ass, and then he gets
so
upset.
You have no mercy for your child.
No, you gotta learn that stuff early, man. You gotta learn that early.
That's great. What else is going on? Do you have a booth here, or are you just roaming?
I got a table in the back.
How many conventions do you generally do a year?
Depends. I'll do San Diego, usually in New York. That always, and then I'll mix in some cons here and there.
Yeah.
This con, came here, friends with these guys, and I wanted to come to AC.
Can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
It's close. You don't have to get on a plane?
No, thank Christ.
What else we got going on for you? Because there's things I want to talk about.
I know. There's big things that I'm working on, but I can't talk about them.
Yeah, there's
unfortunately.
#secrets.
Yeah, #secrets.
#secrets. You're a big baseball fan.
Yes.
Excited? Yankees doing?
They're doing good. The Yankees are doing much better than people thought they were going to do.
Yeah.
And the Mets came back to earth, thankfully.
Yeah, I know. I was hearing about it for a while with Cirilli, and
he's probably at a baseball game now.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite current Yankee?
Favorite current Yankee? You know what? I like A-Rod because everybody hates him. How about that? And I was never an A-Rod guy because everybody hates A-Rod. I'm rooting for A-Rod. Because screw everybody, that's why.
Screw everybody. That's going to be like
yes.
on the bleeding cool or
screw
something.
Yeah, I know. Well, I could have said worse.
You could have said worse.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Where are fans going to reach you on social media and such?
I'm on the Facebook. I'm on the Twitter. Say more comments off stage here, folks. You're missing this. These guys are a laugh riot over here off to the side here. Frank Tieri on the Twitter, Frank Tieri on the Facebook, and that's about it.
Not on Tumblr, not on Instagram?
I think I just joined Tumblr.
Nice.
Just joined Tumblr.
What are you going to use Tumblr for?
I don't know. Whatever. I just joined it now. I still play with the thing. I don't know.
Because I helped Joe Q join
Right, Joe Q told me to join. Help me with mine because I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm happy to help.
Yes,
it's great. Awesome. Guys, follow Frank on everything, and we'll be back real soon. I think we got some Marvel Studios stuff coming up.
Hey everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con with a very legendary figure in the voiceover community. Please introduce yourself.
Tress MacNeille.
I am kind
That's my name.
I am kind of freaking out right now just because of the Animaniacs. Like, what if fans usually come up to you kind of wanting to hear or get signed or what?
Well, all depending on their, well, sometimes age has something to do with it, but there are classic characters like they like Babs Bunny. They Chip and Dale, Chip and Gadget, and of course the Simpsons voices, and Dot. She's the biggest, I think.
I saw a Chip cosplayer walking around.
Oh, really?
Have you seen them yet?
No.
Be careful. It's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll punch them out.
Do you have a favorite voice that you like to do?
Well, Babs and Dot are quite similar, but those are my favorites. Dot is really, I think, the fully realized character, and we did so many of them, and lots of great music. Same with Babs, but more music with Dot, and of course I love my brothers, Rob and Jess, and we're like family, so we get along really well. And so that helps if you like your coworkers, and it's good material, and it was always wonderful music, and they look beautiful, they look handmade,
It sounds like the cons are much more fun if you have your friends and coworkers here than when you go alone.
Yeah, that's primarily why I come along. It's just to hang out with my brothers and then meet the fans. Because that's really that's an encouraging experience for me. Because sometimes you feel selfish, having such a wonderful, cartoon voice career, and just knowing that it makes a difference and makes people happy really helps you get through the day.
That's awesome. And finally, what can fans expect from you at this con if they're going to come out here Saturday or Sunday?
No nudity, but there will be a wonderful script read tomorrow. It's going to be a blast, and we read a movie script, and with each scene, short scenes, we all do a different impression. This is my friend Jim Cummings. He's really good, just starting out, and so that's going to be a lot of fun. We really look forward to that. It's kind of nerve-wracking because we don't know what script we're reading in advance.
Oh, wow.
And so it's a total surprise.
Awesome.
And the possibility is that we won't have even seen the movie. Now that probably doesn't happen with the lads as much as it might happen with me, because I don't necessarily see all the action adventure stuff. I'm pretty much about chick flicks and documentaries, of course. But so it might be a surprise, but we always make the best of it. It's really funny. So you got to see that.
It sounds awesome. And finally, last question: what can fans check out of yours upcoming, voiceover-wise?
Well, we are continuing The Simpsons. I will be starting we just started my 27th year with The Simpsons. So that's good. And of course, I always hope that Futurama will come back. I continue it. It's a great cartoon. And I continue my illustrious career with Disney as Daisy Duck and the Queen of Hearts and the fairy godmother, Merryweather, the fairy godmother, and many other classic characters, Chippendale for the parks, and the Queen of Hearts. And let's see, what else are we doing? The Awesomes I'm doing with Seth Meyer,
Right.
and Peabody and Sherman. Rob and I are also doing Veggie Tales.
Oh, cool.
So we're all the voices in Veggie Tales, other than the creators, which is awesome. And beautiful cartoons, very sweet, for the younger set. And Pen Zero. And I know there's one more. Well, maybe. That's it, I guess.
You seem pretty busy. That's great.
Pen Zero, Peabody and Sherman, Pen, Sophia the First. Oh, 7D, which is, Disney's new Seven Dwarfs show. It's great. A lot of great character voices on it, and it's the Seven Dwarfs before they meet Snow White.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for taking the time. It's a huge honor.
It is my pleasure. It's really fun to meet you guys.
Hey guys, what's going on? Ryan Panagos, aka Marvel's Agent M, here live at ACBC 2015, and I am joined by
Mike Bishoff.
You have a title?
Yes.
SVP?
Senior Vice President of Marketing for Studios and Television.
It's a pretty epic title. For a lot of our fans especially, who are clamoring constantly for news and information and stuff about Marvel Studios and our movies, it's a pretty good time to be in that place.
It doesn't suck right now. It's an amazing time to be out there in studios. You look to see where the studio's grown in just it's been 7 years now?
That was a crazy thing. We were talking about it last night, just hanging out. I started in 2006, in October 2006. So that was right after we announced the first start of actually doing the movies and stuff. And then our first San Diego working together was in 2007, where we revealed. Can you imagine trying to do those reveals right now?
It was crazy. I was, as we were talking about, the year before, I think it was 2006.
Yeah.
We didn't have a Marvel booth. We had We had it.
So this is the jerk, okay? When I was on camera before, okay, you heard the jerk laughing on the side? It was this
security,
guy, okay? Security. Yeah, all right, senior whatever, vice whatever, okay? This guy, all right, is the jerk that interrupted his thing. So I'm interrupting his, and I take the Thor's hammer, and I'm taking the shield, and goodbye, all right? That's what I think of his interview, okay? Goodbye.
Who is that guy?
I have no idea. I think he's some Atlantic City transient who's just stealing stuff.
He's been following me around all weekend, and I'm a little freaked out right now.
Maybe he's a big MCU fan.
It could be. It could be.
But you were saying in 2006.
Yes, so 2006, we didn't even have a booth. We just had a section of the Activision booth, and with the movie coming out in 2008, we decided in 2007 that we needed to have a presence back in San Diego, and it started fairly humble, I would say. But,
fairly humble is an understatement.
Yeah.
We had. I don't think people realize we had Robert Downey Jr. and Jon Favreau just walk out onto, in the crowd of people and hanging out there.
The barrier that we had was a banner. That was the security that we had. And if I remember correctly, I think 45 minutes into it, Robert just said, "I'm hungry," and walked right through the convention center by himself without any security.
I don't, blows my mind.
I cannot even imagine that happening now.
There's
no way. But it's, San Diego's become a huge production for us now. I think as the company has grown, our presence there has grown.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people go to San Diego to see what Marvel's doing.
Yeah.
And we were able to do so much across all the lines of businesses between movies and television, animation, games, licensed product, digital, publishing. I mean, it's really, a lot of people say Comic-Con isn't really about comics anymore, but I think if you look at our presence, we're hitting all the major areas.
We are comics.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty amazing to see what we do with that show.
Yeah, and you talked about the crazy, wild, amazing booths that we have. Is there one that you just loved seeing more and more? You know, as we've gone through the years, we've had the Hall of Armors, we've had Odin's Throne.
I thought Odin's Throne was really cool.
Yeah.
And I thought what was cool about it is not only could you actually sit on actual Odin's Throne from the movie, we had those revolving doors set up that every once in a while we would open them up and the big destroyer armor was just standing there behind you. But I think it was the helicarrier. It was the year that we actually had the helicarrier put together from the set, and you felt like you were standing on the helicarrier. I mean, that was pretty cool.
The funny part about that is when I visited the set for Avengers in New Mexico, it was probably 3 or 4 weeks before Comic-Con. So we went to the set to see the helicarrier, and half of it was gone because they had already taken it to bring it to San Diego.
Yeah,
but we were like, oh, I can picture it here.
Yeah. It was a funny thing too because we struggle every year because we want to bring the greatest experience, but it's also hard to take something that's a movie prop and then make it work in a real live environment like the booth, and we have limited space, and we couldn't figure out what we were going to do that year. We were thinking about just having Cap's ready room. We didn't think that would be enough because it was only going to show Captain America, and then finally Kevin Feige said, "Why don't we just do the helicarrier?" And we're like, all right.
That's why you guys paid the big bucks.
Yeah, exactly.
We have like 5 minutes left with Mike. Questions and comments, use hashtag MarvelACBC. Sophia says that Frank's interruption was epic.
Is that his name, Frank?
Yep.
Frank's his name? Can you tell security his name's Frank?
Ben Rothig, you're going to like this one. Ben Rothig says, Frank Tieri needs his own movie. Not a character, just him. He is a comic book character. Ben, I think you said it very well right there.
He's definitely a character. He's I'd be real happy if you got a movie with a different studio, though.
Lucas Ackerman asks, hi, Mike. Do you deal with the animation side of Marvel at all?
I do. Part of the television marketing obviously has to do with the ABC shows, the Netflix shows, and then also the shows on DXD, the animated shows, Ultimate Spider-Man, Avengers Assemble, and Hulk's Agents of Smash. And we've got Guardians of the Galaxy coming up soon, too, next year.
Yeah, that we've been showing, like, I think, teases and the short bits that introduce the characters. The reaction has always been amazing.
That's good to hear. They're a lot of fun. It really does have the essence of the movie too. It really has that feel that it's almost like a continuing adventure of what you got to experience in the theaters is now going to be with the animated show.
How long have you been with the studio side of Marvel now?
It's been about 3.5 years. It actually, my first movie was The Avengers.
No big deal.
Yeah, I figured I'd start with something small.
Yeah.
And if things don't go right, we'd be okay. But so Avengers was my first movie. That was my first introduction to the world of studios, and I don't think you could ask for a better way to start your career in studios.
No. I remember it was at that D23. We were there.
Yeah.
I think you had just started, and we were like rolling right on in.
I literally had that was D23 was on a Saturday. I'd flown out and moved my stuff that Friday.
Yeah.
So it was right out of the gate.
That's amazing. Sophia says, I envy you, Mike. Seriously, you have an amazing job.
Good stuff. You got to pinch yourself sometimes.
Lucas Ackerman says he would love to see a Marvel channel, like just a fully branded Marvel channel.
That would be a great thing. And I mean, if you start to look to see how much content we have just from what we're doing with the movies and the television shows and even what Marvel.com does from original content, I think we would all love to do that. I think it's just a matter of there's so many different options now. Do you do it broadcast? Do you do it OTT? Like, do you do a subscription? It's things we're looking at. I mean, we absolutely would love to get to a place where there is a Marvel channel because we definitely have enough content.
Yeah. We have a question in here from Brittany. She asked about a specific character coming to the MCU, and we're not going to really talk about, is this character coming or is that character coming, but from your perspective, you're able to see now we're, 4 years, like really sort of have a good lock in the next 4 years.
Phase 3, yeah.
What's super exciting as you're like starting to plan out things to you?
It's when we did that Phase 3 announcement and we really kind of showed what we're doing over these next 3 or 4 years. I was really excited about the fact that we're going to be introducing Black Panther. And Boseman as an actor just looks amazing. I mean, what he did in 42 was great, and he seems like such a genuine, nice guy. So I'm really excited to see him, make his first appearance in Captain America: Civil War, and then have his own movie, I think it's just going to be epic. I think it's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then also the Captain Marvel movie. I mean, that's just so cool.
Those are my go-tos as well. It's like
Yeah.
that's what I am just so passionate for.
It's going to be great. And in the hands of Kevin and Lewis and all those guys, they're just going to knock it out of the park like they always do.
Yeah. Filming has started on Civil War.
Yes, we started production about 2 weeks ago, and we're shooting right now. We went out with the start of production. The cast is amazing. It almost feels like Avengers 2.5, and it's just going to be a great movie. In the hands of the Russo brothers too, who did such a great job on The Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and written by Marcus McFeely.
Yeah,
which is just like that's what. Like the four of them together, I feel is magic.
It's great. I mean, again, they were the four that worked on The Winter Soldier, and they did an amazing job. And I feel very good that it's in their hands.
Yeah. We're about to wrap up, but how excited are you for AKA Jessica Jones and the rest of the Netflix
Oh my
stuff?
God! Well, first of all, Daredevil was unbelievable. We had high expectations, but it was great. And Jessica Jones, from what we've seen in the dailies and what they're shooting, it's going to live right up to that, and it's just going to keep escalating what we're doing on the Netflix and all the live shows.
Yeah, I watched a chunk of the first episode, and I was like, done, perfect, in, great.
It's amazing.
Guys, stay tuned. I would say, where are you online, but you're not on social media. Oh God, it's Frank Tieri. He's back.
With Marvel.com, and I'm standing next to a big legend of mine, Mr. Jim Cummings. How you doing today?
Hey, Blake, great to be here, man. Nice place.
I got a tinge of Darkwing Duck in that, and I'm kind of nerding out. I'm sure you get this a lot, though, I'd imagine, right?
No, I have no idea what this man is referring to. Easy, citizen. Stay dangerous. It'll be fine. It'll pass.
I need a moment. That was amazing. Can you go through your litany of just all the characters you've done, or at least a number of them?
Well, we'll be here for a while, but Winnie the Pooh, of course, and Tigger, too, otherwise it'd be ridiculous. And I am the terror that flaps in the night. I don't know if I've ever gotten around to mentioning that. And I have good news for you. Taz does not do books on tape. So you're safe. Rest easily, America. Yeah, gosh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Rey from Princess and the Frog is one of my biggies. Love Hondo Ohnaka from Star Wars Clone Wars and now Rebels. I love to sing. Anytime I get to do singing, like I did the singing for Jeremy Irons, Lion King and Scar. And, well, there's these guys and that guy, Robotnik, and, he seems to be pretty popular still. And I always joke around and say that I'm Winnie the Pooh and the Anti-Pooh. Taz and Pooh, pretty opposite. And apparently Thor is in the building, so, which is a good sign, maybe, as long as he's not pissed. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but we've got a train on the roof. Hi.
I'm curious, what do fans usually get autographs of more so than others?
Oddly enough, a lot of them go for Rey from Princess and the Frog, and Darkwing Duck is probably, I go back and forth between Pooh, Tigger, and Darkwing, and Rey from Princess and the Frog, and then they seem to like that one with all the characters on it, but cool. With the most frightening guy in the middle there, me. So we're talking about pictures and autographs. And hi.
For fans who are going to make it out to the convention, what are you doing here Saturday and Sunday?
Well, we're obviously we're doing a lot of signing autographs and everything, and I know we're going to do one of our dreaded movie reads in which everything is wrong. Winnie the Pooh could show up as Darth Vader, and other egregious offenses against humanity, such as that. So we tend to have a lot of fun with that, and a lot of Q&A. A lot of people want to know how you get into voiceover, and I don't know, so I share it. I do my best. We just come out here and have a lot of fun. Pull a lot of fingers, and everybody's happy.
And finally, what can fans see from you upcoming with your voiceover work?
Coming up. Well, let's see. I've got like two movies that they don't have names, but they go back and forth, but there's going to be Get Squirrely. John Cleese is in there. I'm one of his henchmen again. I'm doing my third movie with John Cleese, so I'm vocally speaking. So I'm very happy right now. And another one called Charming. We shall see about, there's like 2 or 3 I'm not supposed to mention. Oh God, this guy Lucas is really serious about his work. Anyway, and I ain't messing with him. But a few things like that. But Sophia the First, Wormwood, my Raven guy with my buddy Jess Harnell as my partner in crime. He's been stepped up apparently. And Puss in Boots, Star Wars Rebels, Sophia the First, Breadwinners, The Croods. I'm trying to think. Okay, now what's Wednesday like? It's anyway.
Guy, right?
I think so. Which one? That's Shocker. Yes.
You Shocker.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
That's a Marvel guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was Shocker, and I was all over in the Iron Man series. I was MODOK.
Oh wow.
Back with Robert Hayes in the late '90s. I was MODOK. Of course, Shocker and Spider-Man, and then also President Clinton. And so it's an obvious. It's an obvious, duh.
Is there any way? Can you end the interview doing some MODOK, or has it been too long?
No, not really. It should be no problem. All I can remember is that MODOK in the Mandarin, one of my favorite things, MODOK turned into a nerd guy, and he was talking about redoing the. Let's let him tell it.
This has been a constant theme from our interviews where Mike, who runs the con, is just like booming his voice. And we've told him to turn it down and he's not listening, but we love Mike anyway. But
he's actually a failed mime. That's his whole problem. I tell him, dude, you're blowing it. We can hear you. He doesn't listen. See?
All right, take us out with a little MODOK.
All I know is MODOK, one of my favorite scenes was, But MODOK, but Mandarin, this place is so cold, and I don't know, we could warm it up, perhaps with some chintz curtains, and I saw that black velvet painting of the dogs playing poker. Perfect for our lair.
Mr. Jim Cummings, thank you. Hey everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com, joined by a legend in the voiceover world.
Where?
Please, everyone's doing that. What?
Because we're humble. We are humble folk. We are humble folk. Nobody knows us. Nobody knows our faces. They know our voices. The characters are famous.
I love you, Frank.
Thank you, Pinky.
No.
Dr. Doom is famous. Grumpy from the 7D is famous. But nobody knows my face. So, we pawn it all off. We're the humble folk of the entertainment world.
Well, plus, introduce yourself first off, and then tell us a couple of the things that you are known for.
Well, I'm Maurice LaMarche, and I'm a voice actor. Currently, as I said, I'm playing Dr. Doom across the entire animated Marvel universe. And I'm also in the Disney universe. I'm the new Grumpy on the 7D, who I play kind of like Louis De Palma from Taxi. How he got a New York accent down in that fairy tale land he lives in, I have no idea. But and I was the Brain on Pinky and the Brain, and I was Morbo the newscaster, and Lieutenant Kiff Croker, and the Donbot, and Clamps, and the Country Hopper Chicken Lawyer, and Calculon on a show called Futurama. And just on and on and on. I've been very lucky to be working. I've been the voice of Toucan Sam since 1987. Oh, wow. Follow your nose, it always knows. And it's just a nice little corner of show business that I'm very happy to have carved out a little niche, and I'm in here, and don't anybody bother me in my voiceover booth.
This is so awesome, just hearing you do all these voices. Also, so we've been booking celebrities for interviews at the con, and we couldn't get William Shatner, but we got a good second best version of William Shatner.
Well, I don't know if I could ever approach Bill in terms of he's made a contribution to popular culture that's, off the charts. And in fact, in tribute to Bill, I created something called International Talk Like William Shatner Day. What I do is every March 22nd, I put out a video on how to do William Shatner. And if you Google International Talk Like William Shatner Day, you'll see me telling you how to talk like Bill. And Bill actually now has joined the party, and he now tweets about International Talk Like William Shatner Day. So that's kind of cool. He's a cool guy.
So what are you doing at Atlantic City for fans who are going to show up this weekend?
Well, we're here. We're signing autographs from all of our characters. We're doing a staged reading where all the voiceover actors we're going to take the stage tomorrow night, and we're going to get a film script that we have never seen before,
we'll do like, about 10 to 20 pages of the film script, but we will never, ever do the character as they were in the movie. So you might hear Inspector Gadget as Darth Vader, or something like that. You might hear, Vincent Price as Princess Buttercup in a reading of The Princess Bride. You never know what it's gonna be. It's improv. But in the sense that we have a script. But our moderator Jeff Zanini will yell stop and make us all switch characters and switch genders. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And finally, what can fans check out of you upcoming that they may not know about?
Well, it's on the web. I guess I can talk about it now. I have a nice little secret scene in Tomorrowland. You won't know it's me, but trust me, I've got a nice little scene in the upcoming Tomorrowland movie. I'm currently working on the next animated Disney feature film, Zootopia, and I'm just really, really thrilled to be here.
So we always end interviews with "This is Marvel, your universe" as the tagline. Could you say that as Dr. Doom?
This is Marvel, your universe.
Marvelites, welcome back to Marvel Live at ACBC 2015. I'm Ryan Panagos, aka Marvel's Agent M, joined by...
Hi, I'm Charles Soule. Thanks for having me on, Ryan.
You're welcome. Always a pleasure to hang out.
It certainly is.
Just sitting, talking.
Chit-chat, shoot the breeze.
Yeah, we've traveled the world together, you guys.
Yes, the last time we did this was in Dubai.
How crazy is that? It is step
crazy.
Back and think about the last time we sat and chatted with microphones in our hands was 6,000 miles away.
I know.
Whatever that
is. It's a long, long way away. The thing that makes me feel even crazier is that it was like 3 weeks ago, and I'm so exhausted. But not right now. Now I'm fired up.
I have definitely been really sick the last 2.5 weeks, and I'm getting better.
All right. So, comics?
Comics?
Yes.
You're writing a hell of a lot of stuff, brother.
Yeah, but it's all great.
It is.
Project-wise, I don't know if the books are great, but the titles are great. That's for sure.
I like it. You gave great... I digress, but you gave great advice to someone at the Breaking Into Comics panel at C2E2.
Okay.
The guy was like, oh, I'm not very good. I'm just writing stuff. And you were like, hey, relax. You have to be your greatest cheerleader. You have to be the person who has the utmost confidence.
Yes.
Because if you don't, no one else
is going to take you seriously. Yeah, but I think there's also the flip side of that, which is, that was a guy who hadn't necessarily, he didn't write Death of Wolverine for Marvel or something like that.
Right.
And so there's a certain point when, modesty comes into play and understanding how lucky you are to have the opportunities you have and, just being pleased that you have the chances you've got. So there's that side too.
Of course.
Yeah.
Maybe I would say the biggest project coming up for you is Civil War.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of a big deal. We have a big banner somewhere around here for
I'm
Civil
sure you
War.
do. Civil War is exciting. Obviously, there was the big 2007 miniseries with, Mark Miller and Stephen Niven wrote it. And drew it, sorry. And it was about, Captain America and Tony Stark Iron Man being kind of on opposite sides of a superhero battle. It's the first time we'd ever really seen anything like that to that scale. And so what I'm writing is essentially Civil War 2. And the idea is that it's a story about where instead of the original ending of Civil War when Captain America surrendered to Tony Stark and it ended in Times Square, in this case, Captain America never surrenders, and the war spills out beyond the bounds of the superhero community. So it involves all of the people in the country. It involves you, it involves me, it involves all these people here at the convention, and it goes on, and we pick up 6 years later to see what the country's like after 6 years of raging superhero civil war. It's amazing.
How much fun is it to just start to think, 6 years down the road is a long time, and to be able to just be like, okay, in 6 years, what kind of crazy stuff was that? I imagine that had to be fun.
That was one of the best parts of it, because it was really like, it's what you kind of do when you're 12 years old and you're reading this stuff. You're like, wow, well, what if this happened or that happened? You get to do it and write the story. For me, what I came up with is that basically the country is sort of split in half and into two sides, the blue and the iron. Can you guess whose side is who?
I'm gonna go. Iron is this? No, Iron is. Iron Man?
Yeah, you did it. Oh, it's like you.
9 years at Marvel. It's
yes,
tough, guys.
Absolutely. So Iron is Iron Man and the blue is Captain America. But everything has evolved and changed. In 6 years, many people have switched sides. Who they are has kind of evolved. Their look has changed. And so I'm working with the amazing Leinil Yu, who did Secret Invasion and so many other great books. And so I know that he's he's having a lot of fun with the opportunity to redesign a lot of these guys. Like Tony Stark has the coolest suit of armor, it's super groovy. You know, Cap is almost like a grizzled statesman type. All kinds of things. It's a really fun book. It's really cool.
That's awesome, and it can't be lost on you guys that you're doing Civil War right now in the midst of us ramping up to Marvel's Captain America Civil War, which hits theaters.
Is that happening?
That's happening.
When is it coming out again?
May 2016.
Well, that's awfully soon. We should get a book out.
Wow. It's almost like all our parts are working together for the greater good.
Yes, almost. But, you know, the great thing about Marvel, this is going to sound very sort of, you know, company line, but, you know, it wasn't like, you know, movies coming out to make a sweet book that like ties into it directly. It's more like, you know, let's make an amazing Civil War story, and then just Linnell and I are doing that. So it's or doing our best to do it. But I'm, you know, it's really fun. It's a really fun book. So, you know, it's going to be really good. I'm really jazzed about that one for sure.
Guys, if you have questions for Charles, use hashtag MarvelACBC. Sophia, who has been watching, has been tweeting with us. She says this month. In Spain, where she lives, Wolverines has just arrived. She's got
great.
Volume 1. She's very excited, and so she's right in the beginning of that story.
Yep.
What can you tell her to expect from that?
Wow. Okay. So Wolverines is almost close to wrapping up here in the States because Secret Wars is happening, and as we know, the entire Marvel universe kaput, right? Yeah. So, but what I would say to watch for is that, you know, I co-wrote it with the great Ray Fox, and we decided that we wanted to put in basically as many weird corners of the Marvel Universe as we could. So we have all these crazy cameos from like everybody. So Blade shows up, Man-Thing shows up. That actually hasn't even happened in the series yet here, so it's a spoiler.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, Man-Thing.
Like, did I miss something?
So just, yeah, we really wanted to try to make it wild and crazy, like one of those Saturday morning cartoons where just anything can happen, but it's also kind of bloody and crazy, and all the Wolverines and Sabretooth and all those folks. So,
how did Fang come into everything with that story?
Well, we wanted to. So Fang is, okay, that's a great question. So the deal with Wolverines is that Wolverine is dead, as we know. I did the Death of Wolverine story, which was a blast. And as part of that, Wolverines revolves around a lot of his sort of associated characters, X-23, Sabretooth, Daken, all these folks, kind of how they're reacting to each other's, to his death. And they form this kind of team and so on and so forth. And so for the second arc of the story, we decided that we wanted to bring in somebody who has sort of been an off-screen old friend of Logan's, of Wolverine's for years and years and years, but they hung out all the time. Yep. We just never saw it. And so we chose this random guy from, you know, a long time ago in Marvel Universe history who died ages ago, but actually he didn't die, and he and Logan have been hanging out, you know, just going to bars every once in a while. So he comes back into the picture, he's like, which one of you guys killed my best friend Logan? And everyone's like, who are you? And then they have adventures. It's a lot of fun.
What you did to Fang is like, I want a Fang book now. Like, that was elevating Fang.
Well, that was the hope.
So much. It was so great. I loved it.
Yeah, Fang.
We've got one here. Ben Rothig says, Civil War. Great Guns N' Roses song. Better comic storyline. Kick-ass future movie. Well said, Benjamin.
Yeah, that. I agree with all of that.
Yeah. You also have all the Inhuman stuff that you've been working on.
Oh, absolutely.
We were at C2E2 just a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And a number of panels together, and watching you talk about the Inhuman Annual and Inhuman 14, I think it was.
Yep.
And watching that, and so then I reading those like the next week or whatever,
sure.
and I was just like picking apart all the things you were talked about.
Right.
Really great, like book endings for those different things that you were working on.
Well, it was, you know, what we really wanted to do leading into Secret Wars, because as we said, you know, it all goes. So it was a great opportunity that you don't always get in comics, where the next issue's got to come out the next month. So we wanted to, you know, we had a chance to do a wrap up in a way, and so we took all the threads that have been sort of laid through Inhuman for the first year or so of its writing, and then we linked them all together. And Ryan Stegman and I and Joe Madureira and you know, all the other artists who worked on the series for the first year or so, we all just sort of, you know, really hit it hard to make it a very satisfying, tie up all the threads, make it awesome, and then lead into Uncanny Inhumans, which I'm working on with Steve McNiven, and is another big, huge Inhuman story. There's a lot going on with the Inhumans in the Marvel, you know, both comics and film and TV, right?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Kind of speaking of that, I've had a lot of questions from fans since the annual came out. There's that big double-page splash where we get all the different, like there's a number of characters, and there's one little sort of panel of a lady just sitting down. It looks like at a table. She's wearing a flower dress. A lot of people have been asking, is she someone we know? Is she someone familiar if you've been watching or reading anything?
Everyone on that big spread is familiar. If you're asking if Raina has made an appearance in the comics, I feel comfortable saying yes because no one can hear me right now because of the. But yeah, that's Raina. The universes are starting to collide in very cool ways, so it's fun.
Yeah, super cool. We're almost done. Lucas Ackerman has 2 questions. He wants to know. Big X-Men fan, Lucas. He wants to know: will the X-Men have any involvement in your Civil War storyline?
There are X-Men in my Civil War storyline for sure. They have their own. Gosh, I almost don't want to. I don't want to spoil too much because the way the reveals happen is a blast. There are definitely X-Men in it, and they're cool, and they do really cool things, and they're a little bit unexpected, which is what you want out of a story, right?
Yes,
Yep.
totally. Lucas, your other question, he keeps asking if we're going to see Wolverine come back. You know what? I think we've got a lot of stuff going on. I think let him rest a little bit.
Yeah, he's very
He
tired.
had a good death.
He's
I really,
very sleepy now.
Yes, very tired. Where can fans find you on social media, Charles?
I'm on Twitter at Charles Soule. I'm on Facebook, and just like if you wander around, you might bump into me somewhere.
Totally. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned. Much more to come from ACBC.
Everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con with a very legendary figure in the voiceover community. Please introduce yourself.
Tress MacNeille.
I am kind
That's my name.
I am kind of freaking out right now just because of the Animaniacs. Like, what if fans usually come up to you kind of wanting to hear or get signed or what?
Well, all depending on their, well, sometimes age has something to do with it, but there are classic characters like they like Babs Bunny. They Chip and Dale, Chip and Gadget, and of course the Simpsons voices, and Dot. She's the biggest, I think.
I saw a Chip cosplayer walking around.
Oh, really?
Have you seen them yet?
No.
Be careful. It's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll punch him out.
Do you have a favorite voice that you like to do?
Well, Babs and Dot are quite similar, but those are my favorites. Dot is really, I think, the fully realized character, and we did so many of them, and lots of great music. Same with Babs, but more music with Dot, and of course I love my brothers, Rob and Jess, and we're like family, so we get along really well, and so that helps if you like your coworkers, and it's good material, and it was always wonderful music, and they look beautiful, they look handmade,
It sounds like the cons are much more fun if you have your friends and coworkers here than when you go alone.
Yeah, that's primarily why I come along. It's just to hang out with my brothers and then meet the fans, because that's really that's an encouraging experience for me. Because sometimes you feel selfish, having such a wonderful, cartoon voice career, and just knowing that it makes a difference and makes people happy really helps you get through the day.
That's awesome. And finally, what can fans expect from you at this con if they're going to come out here Saturday or Sunday?
No nudity, but there will be a wonderful script read tomorrow. It's going to be a blast, and we read a movie script, and with each scene, short scenes, we all do a different impression. This is my friend Jim Cummings. He's really good, just starting out. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. We really look forward to that. It's kind of nerve-wracking because we don't know what script we're reading in advance.
Oh, wow.
And so it's a total surprise. Awesome. And the possibility is that we won't have even seen the movie. Now that probably doesn't happen with the lads as much as it might happen with me, because I don't necessarily see all the action adventure stuff. I'm pretty much about chick flicks and documentaries, of course. But But so it might be a surprise, but we always make the best of it. It's really funny. So you got to see that.
It sounds awesome. And finally, last question: what can fans check out of yours upcoming, voiceover-wise?
Well, we are continuing The Simpsons. I will be starting we just started my 27th year with The Simpsons. So that's good. And of course, I always hope that Futurama will come back. I continue it. It's a great cartoon. And I continue my illustrious career with Disney as Daisy Duck and the Queen of Hearts and the fairy godmother, Merryweather, the fairy godmother, and many other classic characters, Chippendale for the parks, and the Queen of Hearts. And let's see, what else are we doing? The Awesomes I'm doing with Seth Meyer,
Right.
and Peabody and Sherman. Rob and I are also doing Veggie Tales.
Oh, cool.
So we're all the voices in Veggie Tales, other than the creators, which is awesome. And beautiful cartoons, very sweet, for the younger set. And Pen Zero. And I know there's one more. Well, maybe. That's it, I guess.
You seem pretty busy. That's great.
Pen Zero, Peabody and Sherman, Pen, Sophia the First. Oh, 7D, which is, Disney's new Seven Dwarfs show. It's great. A lot of great character voices on it, and it's the Seven Dwarfs before they meet Snow White.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for taking the time. It's a huge honor.
It is my pleasure. It's really fun to meet you guys.
Hey, everybody.
I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Hey, Marvel Live, this is Judy Stevens, and I am live on the ACBC floor with Grant and Imahara. Say hi.
Hi, Marvel Live.
So, it's Friday. You've got a little bit of a lull, so we've stole you. So how's the con so far?
It's great. It's fun to see a first-year con. It's so exciting. Brand new venue for this con, so I love it. I love seeing all the people. Right now, there's not a whole lot, but there will be.
Tomorrow, it's going to be insane. Yeah. When you guys are watching this, it's going to be Saturday or Sunday, so it's going to be crazy. Is this your first time to Atlantic City?
It is. It's kind of cool. I've never been. It's weird because I've been to Vegas many times, and I look at things here and it's familiar, but it's not Vegas. It's weird.
Yeah, it's when I went to Reno. It's got elements of all these different cities. But, yeah, it's missing a little bit of the desert, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. That's true, but it's nice though having the water right out there.
So let's talk about you built this new workshop and you're building something really exciting.
Yes. So I took my garage after my involvement with Mythbusters ended. I bought some of the big tools, like my mill. I bought that from production. So I set it up in my garage, and I've been collecting all of these tools. I have a lathe, a laser cutter, a 3D printer, vacuum former, and I'm sort of making the ultimate home shop. And the first project that I have is a BB-8 replica. So I went to Celebration. I saw the live stage presentation of the BB-8, and up to that point in time, I was convinced, despite what people had said, that it was computer graphic. And people were like, "You saw the trailer, did you get all the feels?" I'm like, I did right at the end, but I wasn't crying.
Yeah.
When I saw BB-8 on stage, that's when I went. It blew my mind. I had that childlike wonder, and so I thought, I've been doing this for 20 years. I have the tools. I have the experience. I really want one. I'm going to make one.
So my question is, how does it work? How does it circle and circle?
There are a number of different theories. I mean, as many theories about anything else that you see, but as far as the head floating on top of the beach ball, that is magnets. Magnets and omni wheels. There is no other way to do. I mean, there are other possible ways to do it, but You know, when you make something a movie prop, generally speaking, you try and do the brute force method, the simplest possible way, and then you work from there. You get more complicated as you have to. Magnets and omni wheels. That's how you do the head. And it's got to stick on the inside with other magnets, and so you move the stick and like this, and it moves the head on the outside. That part's done. Unfortunately, that's the easy part. The hard part is the drive system, and I'll talk about that when I get a little bit further down the line. I have a few ideas.
So, you know, you're making this amazing prop that obviously Star Wars fans would love. Are you going to like debut it anywhere? Are you just going to like hoard it in your home?
Just love it in my living room.
Yes.
I am documenting it. So what I'll do is take all that progress and post it on YouTube, just as a series of videos, because, you know, everybody loves this robot. When they saw the robot come out, I think we all had the same reaction, like, A, holy crap, it's real, and B, it's so cute.
It is very cute.
It's very cute.
I didn't think that there could be another cuter Star Wars character.
Right? How do you out-cute R2-D2?
Yeah, well, I mean, I grew up on, like, I loved all the, like, adorable animals in Star Wars. That was, like, my thing.
Yeah, all the Wookiees and
Yeah.
Ewoks, like, oh yeah, fuzzy. But yeah, I think the BB-8 does a good job of being kind of inquisitive looking, like a little bird or something.
So for those who want to follow, what's your YouTube?
It's Grant Imahara.
Well, you've been posting pictures on your Instagram.
Yes, of my progress, and I've also been videoing all of the work. So once he's a little bit further along, I'll start releasing videos, and then people can share in the joy.
So is this going to be something you're going to do? You're going to pick other characters or armor or weapons that you're going to do it like?
Never know. I know. I should like
have
do
all this
something.
stuff with it.
I should do something because I've got the shop. I've got the knowledge of how to make these things. I should. That's a great idea. Now, if you can think of a great name for the show, you think about that. Maybe other people in Marvel can think about the name, you know, for my as yet unnamed prop making YouTube show.
Okay.
Yeah.
If anyone at home has an idea, you should tweet at us. Hashtag Marvel ACBC or tweet at Grant.
Yeah, Grant Imahara. And yeah, give me your web series name ideas.
Go for it. Is there anything else you're doing, or you're just like chilling, hanging out?
Oh yeah. Well, here I'm chilling and hanging out. We are filming more episodes of Star Trek Continues, Star Trek web series based on the original series world, where I play Soule, Hikaru Soule. Oh my. Which is super fun to be on a Star Trek set. Pitching more shows, 2 shows in development right now, fingers crossed, 1 pilot, which is with the network, fingers crossed on that one, and doing cons and personal appearances.
You seem very busy.
Yes, very busy. May's a very busy month, June is not so busy.
Wow. I hope you have time to relax and enjoy Atlantic City while you're here.
I probably will go back to my room and sleep, but as soon as I get back, I'm getting back to work on BB-8.
There you go. Where can the viewers find you on Twitter?
It is at Grant Imahara on Twitter. Very easy. On my Instagrams, Grant Imahara, Twitter, Facebook, they're all the same, which is awesome. So.
Good consistency.
Yeah, that's important. Brand consistency is important.
Well, cool. Maybe we'll see you at San Diego.
All right.
Cool. See you guys later.
Hello and welcome back to Marvel Live from ACBC here in Atlantic City. I'm Lorraine Sink, host and writer of Marvel's The Watcher, and we're here with Sean Maguire from ABC's Once Upon a Time. Welcome.
Hello, how are you?
I'm so well. So you're about to run off very quickly.
I am. I'm about to go and do a panel with my fellow Once Upon a Time cast members, but I was, big Marvel fan, had to stop by.
We love that. So what has your experience been so far at ACBC? What has it been like?
It's been fantastic. I mean, the fans are just fantastically enthusiastic, and there's a lot of people that really love the show and like my version of Robin Hood, which is lovely to hear. And it's a lovely opportunity to get out and meet the people that watch the show and give us this opportunity to live out our childhood dreams.
Oh, we love that. We love that. So what are you doing here this weekend? Are you just here for today, or are you doing
No,
more?
I'm here today and tomorrow, and having pictures taken with folks and signing some autographs, and as I say, going off and doing a Q&A panel and stuff. So, yeah, and I just got to walk around and sit in the Batmobile and stuff like that. So it's pretty exciting
cool.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and
not
I
a bad gig.
had a good chat with my old pal William Shatner. So it's sort of like my 10-year-old self realizing all my dreams, just that kind of stuff.
That's so great. Now, you mentioned, I have to say, you are a big Marvel fan.
Yes, of course. Who isn't?
Who is your favorite Marvel superhero?
Oh gosh, I mean, I think it's got to be Spider-Man, really. I mean,
right.
Spider-Man was sort of part of. I mean, what little boy doesn't want to be Spider-Man? I had Spider-Man underpants, Spider-Man pajamas, and now I've got a 5-year-old nephew who is crazy about Spider-Man, and I have a baby on the way myself, and I'm sure he's probably going to be a big Spider-Man fan too. But they're all great. Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk. I love the Hulk. There's just something about these characters that manage to transform us back, even at my age, to being a little boy, and the excitement. And I haven't seen the new Avengers yet, and I'm dying to see it.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
I'm excited for you to watch it. Sometimes people are like, I can't believe you haven't seen it. It's like, no, lucky you. You get to go see it fresh.
I'm yet to experience it. I mean, I love the first one, and I've loved all of the Marvel films so far. I think that this whole sort of new sort of venture with all of the heroes, their individual movies and them coming together has just been, I don't know, it's just like I feel like a kid in a candy shop.
Well, you have that too. Now, Once Upon a Time has all of these different Disney icons coming together. Isn't it sort of like your own Marvel universe a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I've often said when I'm in the full Robin Hood costume and I'm with Captain Hook and Prince Charming and the Evil Queen and Snow White, I'm like, oh, we feel like superheroes. I think that's one of the appeals to the show, and I think it's one of the appeals, or one of the huge appeals about the Marvel universe is it's escapism. We get to forget about our normal troubles and our workaday world, and just transport ourselves back to a world where anything's possible.
Absolutely. When you found out you were going to be playing Robin Hood, what went through your mind? Because it's such an iconic character, literally around for hundreds of years.
Yeah. I mean, I approached it like I would any other character. I tried not to think of him as an icon and as a legend, because my job was to breathe life into him and make him human. Robin Hood doesn't think of himself as an icon and as a legend. He just thinks of himself as a leader and as a father, and as somebody who's now fallen in love with the Evil Queen. So it's odd, but as I say, I think that the job of an actor is to try and bring something to life with honesty and those little idiosyncrasies that make somebody real, and hopefully if kids see me as Robin Hood, then that's one of the great joys of my life.
I love that. That's so fun. Now, if you were going to do a crossover, because we are part of the ABC family.
Yes.
If you were going to cross over as Robin Hood, into any Marvel series, where would you want to just pop up?
I suppose the Avengers, because it's got all of them.
Right.
I mean, I would love to. I'd love if they just had like the canteen in Star Wars, where there's all these different creatures, and you've got Hulk and Thor and Spider-Man and everybody, and just be in there as Robin Hood and just be like, hey, what's up, Spidey? Just a cameo.
Yeah.
That would be all of my childhood dreams. That's it, fixed, I think. So, but yeah, I love all of them. I mean, I just, as I say, can't wait to see the next one and to see the further adventures of Marvel, and the way, I think because of the technology we have now, we can make the impossible a reality.
Absolutely.
And these films are so well made, and they capture the future and also a little bit of our past. So I think that's why they've been so enormously successful.
Yeah, and congratulations to you. You're going to have another season coming up.
Yes.
When do you guys start working?
We go back to first day of filming is actually the same day my baby is due.
Oh.
So July 8th is going to be a big day for me this year.
Oh,
I mean, I
wow.
don't know whether he's going to arrive on that day or not, but yeah, we go back to work the beginning of July.
Well, congratulations to you on your next season. Congratulations to you on your little one. Where can fans find you online?
Well, I'm on Twitter. If you just look up Sean Maguire or Sean_M_Maguire, but if you put in Sean Maguire, either me or a football player will turn up. So you'll see.
Awesome. And everyone, tune in to Once Upon a Time on ABC in the fall.
Great. Thank you.
We'll have more coming back from Marvel Live. See you guys.
Keeping hold
Hey everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con with two very good friends of Marvel. You're the man that needs no introduction.
DMC in a place to be.
Let's all, introduce yourself.
Hey y'all, what's up Marvel Universe? I'm DMC in a place to be, and right now the only place for you to be is right here with Marvel, because we are marvelous.
How do you always have to follow
I cannot ever follow that. Hello, my name is Edgardo. I'm the EIC in the place to be, representing for everyone here in Atlantic City.
Oh, that was good.
I'm the Puerto Rock with more to give, so let's keep this moving because we only got one life to live.
I was impressed. That's good.
Yeah.
So
Well, that was freestyle.
Let's talk about what you have at your booth here. You have a very special.
Yes. So what we did, first of all, we love Marvel. So we grew up on the Treasury editions back in the days, like the oversized books. So what we did in kind of like homage to that is we did our own oversized book, but we got the King.
Right.
So we had to call it the King Size edition.
It worked anyway. So
Yeah, man, yeah. And the King Size edition has a bonus chapter drawn by Damian Scott and written by Ron Wimberly.
Shout out.
So we got that. That's the con exclusive that we got going on. It has a full wraparound cover with a gatefold pull out by Sal Buscema. Sal Buscema is a god.
Sal
He's a god.
Buscema, of course, yes.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing here at the con, and we're having an amazing time here in Atlantic City.
Hugely inspired by Marvel.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I'm saying? A whole New York City vibe. Peter Parker living in Queens. DMC lives in Queens.
I mean, that sounds like a storyline right there.
I probably saw Peter Parker walking in the hallway of the college we went to. I went to St. John's briefly, but I also was in the same school as Peter Parker for a minute.
Let me ask you this though, and this is because we're friends with each other. We see you around a lot. Why did Deadpools follow you around at all the cons?
Well, do
you know that?
I've noticed that. I've noticed that. I don't care if it's 2, if it's 3. One time it was like 75 of them.
Only 75 Deadpools. And they were doing walk this way together with
we
them?
have to investigate that, man. There's something here, man. There's something about me that I really don't know. You know what I'm saying?
But it's an amazing.
I don't want to give away none of my secrets, but
fans love us, and we're super excited about that. And it's such an amazing opportunity to come out to these events. And like one of our favorite Deadpools, he calls himself Poolie, and he comes out with the red boombox all the time to rock some like old school. You know what I mean? So it's an amazing scene. It's an amazing scene.
Yeah, I want to say too, for fans who didn't get to see the performance today, you had the wonderful idea of getting DMC to rap on our stage.
Yeah, that was great.
The best part is there's only 2 things where you see so many fans at. Our giveaway hours, so fans just want free stuff. I've never seen it that crazy for you. It was crazier for you more than our giveaway hour, which is always
I know, and it was crazier for me too, because it was kids, and it was boys and girls, it was teenagers, it was old folk. It was a universally humbling reception.
It was amazing.
But that's how awesome Marvel
so beautiful.
is, you know what I'm saying? It was just beautiful, but it was dope for me to do it. And that was like an honor and privilege too, to get up on that stage and do that. That was crazy.
It was amazing because the crowd was kind of like stunned. They were just like in this kind of like Mysterian fashion now. They were just kind of like staring like deers in the headlight, and they were just so blown away.
A lot of little kids was like, they was looking at first, and when the song dropped, after I did the first verse, I was watching little kids' mouths go. That's like and some of them were like looking up, like, I know this song. That's who that is. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful.
I don't know. Maybe next time we get Chris Evans on the stage,
you just said I gotta
and he can
come
back
to
up
New York
Daryl.
and do that again.
It's a secret. We're surprising. For fans who aren't aware, who haven't heard interviews with you guys before, what are some of your favorite Marvel characters or Marvel artists?
Gracious.
Yeah, Sal Buscema defined my childhood. As a kid, 5th grade, my brother exposed me to the Marvel Universe. So I used to do stick figures. And a lot of artists that your guys used told me, D, that's the same thing we did. And it was stick figures, and then by 2nd grade, it was tracing paper. And a lot of artists, world famous celebrities, superstar artists D, that's the same thing we did. It was about 3rd grade when I realized that I didn't need to tracing paper anymore. And one of my favorite superhero is the Hulk, but my favorite one to draw was Captain America, Spider-Man, and Iron Man. My favorite superheroes are Hulk. But Captain America, Spider-Man, and Iron Man gave me my artistic skills.
And in terms of like me, I mean, I grew up with George Perez, a fellow New Yorican, Puerto Rican from Queens, and to contemporary artists like Umberto Ramos, Carlos Pacheco, obviously Joe Quesada, these amazing guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm friends with them, but I'm fans
Wasn't
first,
there,
you know?
Wasn't their brothers Romita, John?
Oh, no, John and his father. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
That's an amazing dude,
yo,
man.
Those guys were awesome, too, man.
Yeah, so it's like, and in terms of characters, I mean, the characters always resonated for me because it was reflective of a New York experience that I actually grew up in, and characters that kind of like spoke to all of us no matter what their background was. So even though like Peter Parker was this little white boy from Queens, it related to me because he was an everyman, you know, and that's what I loved about him. And he may be kind of like recognized internationally as this iconographic, you know, character, but he still resonates to this day, you know what I mean?
I related to him because everything would go wrong for him in his real life. That was me in Catholic school, man.
Right, so I love the stories, from Stan Lee to Dan Slott, from Steve Ditko to Umberto Ramos. I mean, those are my dudes, man. I love that stuff.
I want to ask you both, too, because we've kind of watched your comics just kind of explode. Because I remember you had like 1 or 2 issues.
Yeah, we had issue
kind of
0,
crazy.
and then we had issue 1.
Now you have a huge booth with all this stuff.
Yeah,
like, what's that like? That's got to be pretty
It's amazing because, first of all, we're getting a lot of love from people in the industry, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, the biggest love we got was,
shout
like...
out to Marvel for rolling with us.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You guys, first of all,
whatever.
you guys have been there from the beginning.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? You guys believed in us and kind of, like, supported and promoted us, and that was, like, mind-blowing from, like, the top to the bottom. I mean, like, Blake, you always looked out for us, doing amazing promotion. Shout out to my boy Axel Alonso,
big shout
helping
out
us
the
out
whole
so much.
Audio,
you know?
visual podcast team.
And it's been
You
amazing.
guys, to me, with my comic book, is like Lou Reed was the Run DMC.
No.
In the
Oh, y'all
early
didn't know.
years when
Y'all didn't
people
know.
thought, oh, this ain't gonna work, this ain't gonna fad.
Run
And Lou Reed and
DMC,
Marvel in the same.
Run
Yeah,
DMC,
man.
when they first
That's
came out,
iconic.
had to open for Lou Reed because Lou Reed
Yep.
actually had to come out to the stage and tell everybody in the audience, if y'all disrespect them, you're disrespecting me.
Yeah, true story.
So that
man.
analogy is perfect. You know, Marvel is Lou Reed, and you know, we're Run DMC. That's
Wow.
the way it is.
We
you
only
know?
got a couple minutes left, but tell us the story of the comic for fans who aren't.
So pretty much what we got here, we re-envisioned New York City, because the New York City we grew up in, it was an era rich in wild style graffiti, b-boys,
Artistic and
DJs,
visual
punk rock. It was such a like a mashup of so many different styles, and we translated that into our comic book universe. Also taking inspiration from the books that we grew up reading in the 70s and 80s, written by like Chris Claremont or drawn by John Byrne or John Romita. So our book re-envisions DMC. So instead of DMC actually being the king of rock, the co-founder of Run DMC, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, he actually is an English teacher by day and a vigilante by night, and he's actually cultivating an entire new universe of characters in this universe of new superheroes to challenge the status quo, and kind of like pulling reference from what we grew up on. So like a lot of the classic Marvel heroes were inspired by like pirate films, hence like the original Captain America with the pirate boots, you know what I mean? That whole swashbuckler look.
Swashbucklers
But
and
our
Errol
heroes,
Flynn and Robin Hood.
right? But our heroes, they're inspired by b-boys.
B-boys.
So they're gonna be wearing the Adidas with the tracksuits. You know, they're gonna incorporate some b-boy moves into their fighting styles. So
And
that's
the
kind
question
of like
with our universe is this too. It looks like the 80s, it feels like the 80s, but is it? Because it could be the future.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it's just fun. More than anything else, it's fun, man.
We got about 30 seconds left. How can fans pick up the book?
You got to check us out. Follow us on social media at DMC Makes Comics and at your local comic book shop. It's available internationally. Just call up your local comic book shop and order DMC #1.
Marvel rules.
Yeah, so really quick, can you take us out with one of your signature?
Do a little
Yo,
freestyle
check
for
this
that.
out, y'all. Like Luke Cage, I'm a hero for hire. Raised in the age of the vinyl record buyer. They came to burn my kingdom, so they all brought fire. When that didn't work, they called me a liar.
You can't follow that.
Stay tuned, guys, for more. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Blake.
Right on.
Hey everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com, and I am with a picture at Atlantic City Boardwalk.
commercial. Here, keep going, dude.
How's it going? Picture of Jess Harnell. How you doing?
And this is the real Jess Harnell. Hey, man, nice to meet you, Blake.
I was going to shake the microphone, but then it would sound terrible. You'd hate it, believe me.
It is. I've been making the rounds with all the voiceover
That's
stars.
what I heard. I heard you owe each one of them like $13. It's time to pay up, dude. Seriously. You'd think with a good gig like Marvel.com that he'd be able to pay his bills, but he owes everybody. Please send in your donations. He needs the help.
If I get some, I'll share a little love.
Yeah, then you give me some dough because I need to buy some more conditioner, man.
So tell me, for fans who aren't aware, what are some of your most well-known characters?
Well, you know what I love about that sentence is that fans who are not aware aren't fans because they would know what that. I'm being difficult. I do a lot of stuff, man. I do a lot of voiceover work. Let's see. We can look at this because this is like a visual resume.
Right.
I've been the announcer for America's Funniest Home Videos for like 18 years. I'm the voice of Wacko Warner on Animaniacs. I started out. Listen to this guy. He's good, too. I've done Roger Rabbit and Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, and I'm on Doc McStuffins and Sophia the First in the Transformers movies, and Drawn Together for all you degenerates out there. I was Captain Hero. So all kinds of stuff. Basically, I get paid for the same stuff that I used to get in trouble at school for. Does that make sense?
That's a dream come true.
It is a dream come true because when I did get kicked out of school, they always said you're going to end up in prison. And I said, no, dude, I'm going to end up in cartoons. Plus, I'm in a rock band called Rock Sugar, and it's like the world's most original cover band. I won't say too much about it, but our second gig was opening for like Motley Crue. We've opened for Aerosmith and AC/DC. We have a gimmick. If you ever liked anything about the 80s, go on YouTube and look up Rock Sugar. I guarantee you it'll kick your ass.
Do you travel with the band?
Yeah, man, we played all over. We get to open up for all these gigantic bands that I used to have posters of on my wall. Basically what we do is we play all the biggest metal songs from the 80s, but I sing 80s pop songs over the metal songs and make them new songs. Like our biggest hit single was called Don't Stop the Sandman, and it's Enter Sandman with Don't Stop Believin'. How awesome is that? So check that out on YouTube, all you computer people. You're going to love that. And bang your heads.
You're living every person's dream.
I'm a cartoon rock star, dude. By the way, Judy's got great hair. You know that, right? Look at that. Speaking of hair, you guys are missing out looking at me because the scene behind the camera is much better. Although Blake's a handsome cat. Not that I'm interested. Anyway, go ahead.
I got to say, Judy's probably the best camera person ever because she got Yakko and Wacko to talk to her.
I know, and be like, hello, nurse. You know, it's very exciting. Anyway, I'm sorry. I got distracted.
What do fans come up to you most to ask for autographs? Is it the Animaniacs or
Well, it depends on, like, you know, that's the cool thing about our gig is because we've gotten to do so much stuff over so many years that fans of one age like Animaniacs, fans of another age like Drawn Together, fans of another age like the Transformers, and now there's these new Disney shows, Doc McStuffins and Sophia the First, that are huge, so little tiny kids love those shows. And it's really nice because we hear a lot that we're people's childhoods that go, yo, you're my childhood. And what's awesome is that in 20 years from now, new little kids are going to come up and they're going to go, you were my childhood when I grew up with that show or that show. So it's great. The wheel keeps spinning, folks.
Personally, like, Hello Nurse is the most quoted thing in my
Well, of course
world.
it is because you're a pervert.
But why do you personally think that the show has had its, shelf life for so long? What do you think?
Because you know why, man? It's like, because it's funny. You know, it's like there's a great old show called The Honeymooners from long before either of us were born, but it was a really, really funny show. And when they asked the guy behind that show why he thought it lasted, he goes, because it's funny. And it's like, that's a good way to put it. It's like, why do the Beatles records still sound good? Because they're good records. You know, why do Zeppelin records still sound good? Because they're good records. It's like, if things are good and they're built on a foundation of rock, then they're going to stand the test of time. If you build them on sand, sorry, Kanye, it's probably going to dissolve. He said that, I didn't. Anyway, go on.
I want to ask, too, since being in the band and touring and then doing voiceover work, how do you juggle both things when you're out on the road?
All I juggle it by being is just feeling grateful, man, because it's like when I was a kid, I always wanted to do was big rock shows, and now we play these rock shows in front of 20,000 people. The biggest crowd we ever had was 100,000 people. Yeah, that was with AC/DC in England. But it's like I get to do that, and I stand there the whole time going, wow, I can't believe I get to do this. Then I come home and I record cartoons, or I do a voice for a video game or something and think, how cool is this, man? Because basically, you guys, I've beat the system. I've never had to get a real job, which is awesome. How cool is that? I get to look like this and go to work. How many of you can say that? And they pay me a lot of dough. Look at this shit's not cheap, sorry.
I want to ask, too, since, like, hearing you do the voices makes me happy. I'm sure it makes a lot of fans happy.
Hearing your voice makes me happy too. I'm kind of just droning out right now, listening to you and zoning into a relaxation comfort mode. Keep talking.
I like that. But I'm curious, do you see playing with these bands you love? Have you ever like freaked out on any of them, like backstage? Like,
oh yeah, man. The first thing we did was, Vince Neil, the singer from Motley Crue. We finished our set and we walked off stage, and he gave me a high five and he goes, "Dude, you guys are mother effers." And I thought, wow, man, I used to have a poster of that cat in my room, and he just said that, And so when people like that, when people you've looked up to your whole life dig what you do, it's pretty cool. Although I will tell you that, on the record, the Rock Sugar record, I'm imitating all these singers because I do impressions all day long. In fact, you want to hear my Chris Walken? Because I just loved, because guys, now, it's fun, blank. We're here, Atlantic City, it's terrific. The scene, the crowd, it's just wild, it's crazy. I love doing that, but I do a lot of impressions, and on the Rock Sugar record, I'm singing like all these singers. Well, my favorite singer ever heard our record. And a lot of them heard it and they dug it. But this guy heard it and he tried to sue us because he thought it was a sample of his voice. He thought we sampled, because I'm doing a really good impression of him. So now we can't sell our record like online or anything like that, because he put an injunction because he says it's misleading to the public. But it's like sometimes you do an impression that's too good. You know what I mean? That works too well. And it's weird when some of your heroes love you for what you're doing and the guy who made you want to be a singer in the first place is telling you to shut up. How cool is that? This is my life, man. Plus, between us, I live a couple doors down from William Shatner, and in real life, and he thinks I'm Gene Simmons from Kiss. He calls me Gene. He sees me and he goes, Gene, it's good to see you. It's just these weird moments, man. Again, welcome to my world. Hi, Judy. How you doing, Judy? You good?
Has he said hello to you at this con?
No, he hasn't, because the funny thing is that when he sees me, and I'm not in my house or in our neighborhood, he doesn't recognize me. He was on the plane with me, and I said, "Hey, Bill," and he went, "Hello," and that was it. But at home, he's like, "Gene, it's good to see you." So it's just weird, man.
All right, finally, what can fans see of yours upcoming?
Oh, you know what I'm excited about, too? There's always stuff upcoming. I'm doing this, the Despicable Me movies? They're making a Minions movie, okay? And I'm working all over that movie. I did a bunch of stuff for it. It's so...
Hello! Welcome back to Marvel Live at ACDC 2015. I'm Ryan Penagos, a.k.a. Marvel's Agent F. We are joined by...
Frank J. Barbiere.
And I'm Matthew Rosenberg.
All right, you guys are both speaking very quietly and very politely. I cannot hear you.
I'm Matthew Rosenberg.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Ryan.
Going?
It's going good. How's it going with you?
Great.
Awesome.
So Matt is, I think, the newer of the two, but you guys have both broken into Marvel relatively recently. And I think that's a pretty cool thing that shows, one, we're constantly bringing in new, exciting, awesome writers, but also for you guys, I mean, I know you're a huge, longtime fan. I'm not as familiar as how...
I had X-Men sheets on my bed until I was 14, so...
You should have said until I was 24.
Until I wore them out. I slept on them so hard.
That's amazing. Do you have X-Men sheets, Matt?
I do now. I got his sheets when he turned, when he turned 14. I bought his sheets off him,
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm 15 years old.
Nice. So, explain a little bit about how each of you are breaking into Marvel and what the projects you've been working on.
We were just talking about this, but we actually sort of broke into comics at the same time, like coming up, and we came up with like a class of writers, I say, where it was a lot of people all going through the steps at the same time, like seeing the internet become a force for creators to use to actually promote our books, to get out there and actually make our books. It's why a lot of us and a lot of our peers became friends, because we were all making books and going to show and selling our own books, not waiting for permission or not trying to reach out and just hoping either Marvel or another company would grab us out of the ether and tell us to make comics. It was actually just getting out there, doing it DIY and enjoying it. And it's just awesome to see that these companies pay attention to who's working. And the first thing I wrote at Marvel is I wrote the New Avengers annual with Doctor Strange last year, which was a dream come true in a lot of ways for me.
The Marco Rudy issue?
Yeah, that was painted with Marco Rudy, who's an awesome artist and collaborator. And again, I told all my buddies, like, it's proof that if you do work, people will see it. And it's not perfect meritocracy, but it's nice to know that eyes are on the industry as a whole.
100%.
Yeah, my first thing isn't out yet. It comes out in 2 weeks. I have a X-Men story in Secret Wars Journal #1. And yeah, like Frank said, I was doing creator-owned work and indie work, and some really awesome editors at Marvel dug it. John Moyson, Jake Thomas are great guys, and like there's so many Marvel editors who are out there looking for people, and yeah, I'm just really excited about my first Marvel story, and then I'm doing an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one-shot in a bunch of months, I'm doing a Quake story, which is going to be very cool.
Pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome.
And the last thing I'll say to that is I think that comics, and especially being at a con, like, has a really, really strong community. And both of us, I remember when we would start going to cons, like, we didn't know anybody. We weren't, like, friends, but we put ourselves out there and became part of the community. And I'm very adamant on talking to younger creators and up-and-coming people that, yeah, you don't have to be friends with everyone, but you need to engage in the community because the community is there. And I think it's a really healthy time for the comics community that there are a lot of conventions and, again, they're accessible, you can table, you can talk to people, and you're kind of with your people. You're people who like and want to find new talent and new books.
Totally. I will say, I apologize if you can't hear us. There's literally just 200 people screaming.
The community is very excited.
They're really excited about this guy right now. So, and I know Sophia has been watching us from Spain, tweeting at us.
Hi.
Oh, is this live?
This is live.
Oh my gosh, well, get me my makeup person.
So Sophia says it's a little hard to hear, so we'll hold the microphone a little closer.
Okay.
Holy crap, they are loud.
Hi, Sophia.
Frank, what else are you working on right now?
So I actually have my last issue and the last issue of Avengers World coming out next week, Avengers World 21. It's been such an exciting book for me, again, as a Marvel fan and as a fan of Jonathan Hickman's run. My run on Avengers World takes place in the 8-month time gap in Avengers. So we've been filling in a lot of blanks and kind of getting like fun character stories about what some of the characters who haven't gotten the spotlight as much in Hickman's run to kind of get a moment and really, again, show what they're about.
Just wasn't spotlighted enough characters.
Well, you know, if he could just step it up a little and like get off the event book and no, but 21 is really exciting because we see kind of the fall of Namor and the rise of Sunspot. And
is that the issue out this coming week?
Yeah.
It's like the next, I think I have 3 books in my stack I have to get through.
There's that moment between Namor and Thamos when I said Thamos. Thamos.
Spoiler.
They fuse. No, but you see the moment that leads into Namor realizing he's out of his league and needs to reach out to Richards for help, and you see Sunspot kind of ready to save the day. It's a little interesting to know that the world is going to end, even though they're all very inspired, but you get that moment where you see them ready to face anything, and it was a really fun thing to write, and again, a lot of fun characters to use.
Yeah, I love seeing characters like Sunspot and Cannonball step up and get thrust from the spotlight, especially Sunspot being like, who was a great character always, like I remember Greg Capullo's art on during the X-Force run, and like him like and with the powers coming up from him, and now like head of a company, running the Avengers, running AIM, like legit.
You're just proud of him.
You know what? I feel good for him.
No, but it's funny. I always talk about how closer. I always
just don't let your mustache and beard rub off.
just for hygienics, yeah. No, I always talk about how every Marvel character is probably someone's favorite, and for me, when I was writing, it's actually sort of a funny story. When I was writing my Secret Wars journal story, my dad every year gives my family calendars, which just have family pictures. They're very weird, but very sweet. And
go on.
And I was writing the story, and my story has Nightcrawler and Kitty Pryde in it, who I've loved my whole life. And my girlfriend was looking at the calendar, and she said, "Oh, there's a picture I've never seen." And I was writing, and she said, "When's it from?" And I looked up, and it was a picture from me, age 10, at my grandparents' house. I'll see you later, Ryan. And it was a picture from me, age 10, at my grandparents' house, and I was wearing an Excalibur shirt with Kitty and Nightcrawler, and it was actually like a very heavy moment for me because I was like, 10-year-old me.
Dreams do come true.
Yeah, like literally, it is actually a dream come true to write those characters for me. So, yeah.
Apparently, my microphone wasn't working
the whole time.
We're just having fun here, guys.
It's 3 guys hanging out.
Yeah, just 3 dudes hanging out. So I've known Matt a very long, I guess it's a very long time at this point.
Let's say that.
Yeah, and so Matt's doing this amazing thing.
Oh my God.
Where he's catching up in his own way into the back matter of every Marvel, like literally everything we've published.
Yes.
One trade at a time.
Yes.
Where are you right now in the history of Marvel?
Well, I didn't start at the beginning. I started in
Amateur.
in 2001. I know, 2001 was great. 2001 was great.
Was your Ultimate Universe here, right?
Yeah, Ultimate stuff started. And I read everything, and right now I'm in 2011. So I'm catching up, because I started in
He's about to hit that Hickman FF.
I just read Zeb Wells' New Mutants. So good. Zeb Wells is so good.
Yeah, I forgot about that plug.
Yeah, Zeb Wells is great.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff that you read that is like a little off the beaten path, and I feel like people don't celebrate it enough, and you find all these hidden gems. Daniel Way's Nighthawk is like a brilliant book. Like,
Did
there's
you
all this
read?
stuff.
Are you reading Max stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Did you read the Supreme?
Yeah. It's great.
He's reading everything.
I'm reading everything. I was reading the.
I couldn't remember the quantifier. If
I
there
was reading
because you read Cross
Mark Wade's. Yeah, I was reading Mark Wade's Ruse last night. Very good.
That's one of the things that we do on my podcast, on the podcast we do with Ben Morris, is we have a reading club, and we look at all the history of Marvel, and we pick out stories that we love, stories that are important, or stories that are, like, people don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite comic of all time, because it was the first comic I ever read, and I read it every month, was X-Men 2099. I got in at the ground level when I was in, like, second grade, X-Men 29 #1. And it taught me how to go to the store and buy monthly comics. And I think there's only one collection of it, unfortunately. But
Marvel.
I implore people to get on it because it was awesome. Yeah. Ron Lim and oh my God, who was there? I didn't pay attention to writers when I was a kid. I only remember Ron Lim, but
well, I have a Ron Lim story. I'd never met him. He was at San Diego last year, and I was like, I want to talk to Ron Lim. Like, it's Ron Lim.
Sure.
He wrote. He drew Silver Surfer, Infinity Gauntlet, X-Men 2099. It's Ron Lim, and I was like, how's it going? It was very exciting for me. Guys, where can fans find you on social media?
My handle is Atlas Incognita. I believe it should be displayed on the image. Atlas Incognita, like Terra Incognita, but it's an Atlas.
That doesn't make it better.
That was my self-publishing brand for a long time.
Yeah, and mine is Ashcan Press, ASHCANPRESS.
Fantastic.
And yours is Agent M.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm a brand in and of itself. Guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Tweet to them. Read their books. They're awesome people.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I love when I do stuff and I can tell people it's great and mean it. The Minions movie, it's going to be huge. It's freaking amazing. It's like the best thing. Hey, Josh Wiener. Anyway, hey, you know what? Satan, sit down. It's a long story. Anyway, so the Minions movie's coming out. That's going to be great. And there's always stuff going on, man. I just worked on this Sunset Overdrive video game. I think that's already out. That's kicking ass. I'm doing the What are those things, man? They're really Skylanders. I'm in the Skylanders. Yeah, I'm a couple of them. I don't know. I'm always doing stuff. You know how I know I'm always doing stuff? Because I afford buying shirts. And as long as I can buy shirts, I know I'm doing something. So it's all good, man.
Also, how can fans check out the band as well?
Oh my gosh, go online, put in Rock Sugar. If you go to the website, you can't hear the music anymore because of that guy. But if you go to YouTube and you put in Rock Sugar, millions of hits on the videos. Even after he took the video down, we got millions of hits. But check him out. You'll see us on stage. You'll hear us singing Madonna over AC/DC. You'll hear us singing Journey over Metallica. You'll confuse your friends. You'll have a good time.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
What a nice.
Can I ask for one? Can I get one more Hello Nurse before we go?
But I'm going to say.
Right, this would happen Mike would do this to me.
This thing?
Yeah.
He's funny, man. I like when he introduced William Shatner because he goes, say hello to William Shatner. Like that, which I thought was great.
Okay, here we go. You ready? Hello, Blake and Judy at Marvel.com. This is Wacko. I love you.
Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Hello and welcome back to Marvel Live from ACBC 2015. Thank you. If you can hear yelling in the crowd, we're giving away things for free. I am, of course, Lorraine Singh, host and writer of Marvel's The Watcher, and I'm here with this guy, Ryan Panagos, aka Marvel's Agent M, but we're really here with Umberto Ramos, talented artist. How's it going for you? How's the con?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing
so
awesome.
Happy. So happy.
Yeah, it's so great. Now, we were talking backstage, as it were, that this is a little bit different con for you.
It's a brand new con. I've never been here before.
Well,
I've never been here in
None of us have.
Atlantic City.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah.
This is your first time? Did you gamble?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe later. I don't know. I'm not that good, you know. I don't feel the hype to gamble.
Okay.
It's not in me, but why not? Maybe later.
So you have a booth. Are you out? Are you doing commissions and things?
Yeah,
over here?
every day. We do a list every day, early in the morning, so people can come by and tell us what they want, and by the end of the day, hopefully they'll get back home with something they'll like.
What has been your favorite request thus far? I love seeing what people commission because it's always interesting.
I did Groot yesterday.
Oh yeah.
That was cool. Yes. I mean, now with the Guardians being so popular, people ask you more about these characters, and I like drawing Groot a lot.
I'm always curious because, you'll get like all the cool commissions that people are into, but are there things that you're just like, I'm not going to draw that? Is there do you ever get inappropriate commission requests?
Well,
because I'm thinking of like awful.
I remember there was a show once, and this guy asked me to draw him, a topless girl, right? And that's kind of cool to draw as well. Always nice to draw nice women. But I told him, I can do it, but I'm gonna charge you double, and I'm not gonna sign it because I have a following that and it's like, all right, sure, and I did it. So if you see something that looks like my work and it's not signed, it might be me.
That's fair. Guys, use hashtag MarvelACBC to ask questions. We have a question comment from Lucas. He says, big fan of your work.
Thank you, sir.
And he says, can you please say your name for the camera so I know how to actually pronounce it?
Oh, that's a good
In
one.
Spanish, you mean?
Sure.
Hi. Mi nombre es Umberto Ramos.
Very good.
My name is Ryan Penagos.
It has all of the same flavor.
Yeah, all of the same excitement and interest in flavor. We have another one in. He says, Ben Rothig says, how do comic book artists draw that much stuff that detailed as fast as they do? If you have a single issue, about how many weeks does that take you? How many days?
They give us around 4 to 5 weeks to do a book, and I have to do a page a day, no matter what. That's my personal own schedule.
Oh, Nick Lowe flies to your house.
Nick Lowe, he loves me. Nick, I love you back, bro. No, and so sometimes it's easier. When you have like a splash page, sometimes it goes easier sometimes. But like Dan Slott, he loves me drawing crowds. And it's like, it takes forever, because when you draw Spider-Man, and he happens to be in a city like New York, and everybody in the world knows New York, even when they haven't been there to the city itself, you have to draw it. Well, that's my take on it. I have to draw it the best way I can, and sometimes it's exhausting because you need, all the bricks, all the cars, all people, because streets in New York, Manhattan, mostly are always crowded. So you have to be sure to share that, that flavor of the city to the people who read the book.
I also noticed that Dan likes drawing a lot of things broken, destroyed, on fire, a lot of rubble. He likes making you draw rubble, it seems.
Yeah. He likes me working a lot. That I can tell.
Yeah. And you already have a hard enough job drawing Spider-Man with all the little lines.
Well, that is not that difficult, actually.
Really?
It's a system to draw Spidey. It's pretty easy.
You've been doing it for a while, too, so I imagine you have your...
Somebody that takes forever, Captain America.
Really?
Because you have, the way I draw with all the scale takes forever.
I love your cap, though. He's so big and he looks like what you would expect Captain America to look like.
He's like our biggest, icon in the Marvel universe. Like his cap, he has to be the leader of everybody else.
We got one in here from Sophia. She says she's just commented. She says she's a huge fan. She's been watching from Spain, and she's a huge fan.
Hola, Sofía. Saludos, España.
And she says she loved your work on S.H.I.E.L.D. #2.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
working
you.
with Mark is probably super fun.
Well, people know that I've been working with Mark. Oh, I did work with Mark a long time ago when we were doing Impulse back in DC Comics.
I love that run.
And was a great character. And now we had a chance to work back together on this Shield book featuring Miss Marvel, and that was great. It was like going back in years with them, because the book happens in high school, like Impulse was. So it was really, really fun to work with Mark again.
That's great.
So what else do you have coming up for the rest of the con?
I'll be here the rest of the day, and tomorrow all day long, and I will have a signing here at Marvel booth. That's always cool to be here, and I'll be happy to be having some time with the fans and stuff.
Hopefully a lot of fans come, ask for naked ladies and such.
No signatures?
No signatures on those.
And just out of curiosity, I know a lot of artists are always interested to know who are aspiring comic book artists. What do you use when you work digitally, when you use, physical mediums?
Right.
What do you prefer?
I work pencil and paper. That's
Really?
me. Yeah.
No
yeah.
digital at all?
No. I don't know how to. I mean, I have a Cintiq myself, and but still I haven't. I think you get to feel it, and to me, I like the idea of actually, erasing Control-C kind of thing. I just actually like, being a let's say a craftsman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also I was looking at there's an area here at the convention with had all Marvel props and then a lot of Marvel art, and just seeing pages of your art and Michael Turner's art and Umberto Ramos and Johnny Jr. and seeing the physical pages.
Ain't that cool?
It's the best, and we don't get enough of that anymore.
It's like there's this artist that I love is Sean Murphy or Eric Canetti, or Olivier Copier. And when you see the final print, it's all black, because it's the way it should be printed. But when you go through the original art, you can see the detail and the ink splatter and the different tones. That, to us artists, it's amazing to see. You can get those from digital art, unfortunately.
Yeah. Where can fans find you on Twitter?
It's Umberto _Ramos.
Yeah.
You can find me there. Please follow me.
You guys, we're just wrapping up here, but we are going to be back with even more from Marvel Live here at ACBC 2015. Stick around.
Hey everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con with this man over here. Very special guest. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Hi, how's it going? I'm Brian T.
So we were just talking. You just came in from New York. How's the con been so far? I know it's early on Saturday, but still.
No, it's been cool. I mean, there's a lot of people here, and I know this is their first one at ACBC, which is freaking awesome, I think. And there's a lot of I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces, and I can't actually wait to see the Marvel stage over there, which is going to be badass. So, yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, because you were in the Wolverine.
I was.
So you're part of the Marvel family.
Yeah, it's going to be part of the family. I played Nobuto Mori, who was a nemesis to the Wolverine, but not really, because he's the Wolverine. There's no real kind of nemesis to the Wolverine, because he's that badass. So yeah, I kind of just weasel my way into trouble, and he actually puts me out of trouble.
Did you hear he's dead in the comic books now? Did you know that?
No way.
Yeah.
Wait.
They killed him.
Like Nobuto Mori?
No, I don't know.
You mean the Wolverine?
Yeah.
Oh, then that's okay. I mean, as long as my
I
character's
think you're
not
still good, yeah.
dead in the comic books, if he was in the comic books. But yeah, no, totally. Wolverine, no worries.
Well, let's talk. So you're playing Shredder in the Ninja Turtles. How's that? That's going to be pretty awesome.
No, that's totally awesome. That's a dream come true, man. I mean, as a young kid growing up, used to play Shredder for Halloween, and to kind of see that to fruition. I still remember, in junior high, watching the first Turtles movie, the Jim Henson one, that he did all of, the Turtles and the costumes and stuff, and was just such in awe of it. And now, to be able to be in the movie now and be Shredder's God, it's amazing.
That's awesome. And, but when fans come up to you at the booth, what do they normally get signed from you?
You know, it's funny. This is my first booth.
Oh, really?
My first time.
Wow.
Kind of a virgin at this. So I don't really know. I'm just kind of here for the fun and kind of checking out the scene. I'm probably having more fun than some of the guys out here are. So I'm like, hey, what's up? How's it going? You know, people actually want to come and meet me, and I'm really, really grateful and just blessed to be a part of this whole kind of convention scene. It's really, really cool.
Come find us at our booth, and we'll take some pictures of you holding up the Thor hammer and stuff.
We'll do, man. That'd be bitchin'.
So you'll be here Sunday too, signing as
Yeah,
well, right?
for sure.
Are you doing a panel too?
I don't know. I gotta check the schedule. Check the boss over
We'll
here.
we'll
but-
put it up in the lower thirds of the video just so everybody will know. But thanks so much for taking the time. Anything else you want to talk about besides Turtles that fans can check out?
Oh gosh, Jurassic World is coming out June 12th. Check it out. It's going to be epic. And yeah, man, you know, Turtles in 2016.
Oh, just two really small
I mean,
movies.
Just, yeah,
no
just
big
say
deal.
it. No big deal. No big deal. Again, no big deal.
Well, congrats on everything.
Thanks,
This is
man.
awesome.
I appreciate it.
Brian T. Hey, everybody. This is Blake with Marvel.com again, and we are joined by some very close friends to the Marvel family, Mr. Jeff and Sean, who are putting on this wonderful Atlantic City Con that we are at. Say hello.
Hello, everybody.
What's going on? So, first things first, tell the fans what you guys do at the con.
Well, I am the head of operations for the show, so I've been in charge of actually setting the floor plan, bringing, once the vendors were brought in, setting that, getting the lines drawn, figuring out where everything's going to be placed, where we're going to have Creators Alley, and then once the show has started, I have been running around making sure that everything's running smooth, everything's on upkeep, and making sure the fans are happy, chatting with everyone, vendors, fans, and artists alike, to make sure that everyone's having a good time and enjoying AC.
Sure. I'm the event production manager, so what I do, I put together beautiful booths like these that you have at San Diego,
This is
but
a great
most
one, by the way.
importantly, ACBC. So we put together numerous different booths at the show, and that's part of what I do. So from the floor to the ceiling, anything that we get produced, whether it's the beautiful cosplay backdrops that Carl Horos put together, he put beautiful graphic designs, so I get that produced, I get the booths produced over at the Stan Lee Museum, over at the Wonder Woman Museum, and then of course over at Boom Studios.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How, like, I've seen how hard you guys have been working at the con. Can you just, like, tell fans how hard it was to even get this thing together?
That has been pretty difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an absolute blast to actually partake in getting to do this. I mean, as Jeff was saying, we've worked with Marvel at San Diego and New York, and that's a sizable booth. Everyone loves it, so that's a production in itself.
Right.
To blow that out to this scale has been incredible. It's been insane. The hours have been everything from, you know, regular 8 hours to suddenly it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm still staring at my laptop. I mean, but it's been an absolute blast, and to now see it come to life, see everybody coming and enjoying the show, hearing the crowd, obviously, it's just been, it makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, it's got to be a pretty great feeling too. Like,
Tremendous to see, you know, those, 2 years of work, year and a half of work come to fruition right now, and to hear the crowd right now, I mean, they're having a blast.
Yeah.
Everybody's having a blast, but it's well worth it.
and obviously, besides the Marvel booth, what is your favorite part of the con? Do you have one?
My favorite's got to be, there's a booth here, and I believe the booth is called My Superhero Guy, but they have a Thor hammer where you actually get to try and pull it from the stone, it's embedded in a stone, and there's a magnet attached. Spoiler alert. There's a magnet attached to it, so you can be pulling. I mean, I've sat there and I must have pulled at that thing for a good 5 minutes, couldn't make it budge. And then a little, 5-year-old kid was able to come up and just pop that right out, man, and just totally show me up. But
That's
it was
awesome.
You're
so
not
it's
worthy.
cool.
You're not
I
worthy.
clearly am not worthy.
That's great. I'd have to say just literally the entire back garage. That tumbler that's back there is so freaking cool. I wish the only thing that would let me in it and drive it out of here, but I'd have to say that entire setup back there is
I love
awesome.
a guy who works with Marvel wearing a Marvel shirt likes the Batmobile.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, clearly.
But you're honest.
Not even the DeLorean. Can't throw out props to the DeLorean, the Ecto 1.
I'm sorry,
The Ecto 1's even back there, but no.
All right, we only have a couple minutes left, but tell fans what, if they can make it out tomorrow, what they should see and why they should come and get tickets.
Well, tomorrow we have a lot of panels still lined up, photo ops and meet and greets, I believe, with still the cast from Once Upon a Time. I believe we have. Man, I'm totally blanking on some of this stuff. I know we have exclusive Marvel merchandise that you're not going to find at any other shows. Ant-Man t-shirts, Vision t-shirts.
This is amazing. This
We
is
have
really cool, too.
two variant covers. One done for Secret Wars #1 by Mark Ramos, and the other one, Mark Brooks, and the other one, Ultron Forever #1, as drawn by Umberto Ramos, who was just on before. But yeah, I mean, besides that, we still got we have another giveaway hour. We have our costume contest tomorrow starting at 3 p.m. And our prop contest sometime during the day that I'm blanking on and feel like a fool.
But you can always go onto the website at doacbc.com and get all of your up-to-date information.
Full schedule of events up to date right there.
Do ACBC on Twitter, do ACBC Facebook.
That's right.
I guess you can all see those on.
You can also check out comics.tumblr because they've been following us around. They have some great footage on there. You can see all sorts of things about the show, hashtags galore.
And will you be with us at San Diego? Can we talk?
Of course we'll be with you at San Diego. We've actually been putting.
I hope so.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's on them. We're all set and ready to go. We've been coming up with some great ideas, and it should be once again one heck of a booth.
What as far as San Diego goes, I don't know if we can talk about anything.
It's confidential. It's level 7.
I can tell you that it won't be this. It's going to be something cool. It'll be unique.
That's like a level 8, level 9 clearance.
But it's we got some tricks up our sleeve, but it's going to be something very cool.
The thing I love about you guys and working with Mike is you're legit nerds too, in the nicest way possible. What's your favorite Marvel character, superhero? I'm kind of curious. I've never asked you that. Why? I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta say, personally, for me, it's probably Spidey. Characters that I seem to enjoy characters that have a quick, dry wit. That's kind of always been at least my inner monologue, and occasionally, as I'm sure you guys know and hate me for, my outer monologue. So I'd have to go with Spidey. But actually, I mean, I've got newfound affection for Daredevil after watching it. Yeah, Daredevil on Netflix. It was such an amazing series, amazing work by everybody all around.
Jeff, yourself?
I would have said Spidey as well, but I won't now. I'm going to have to go with Captain America.
Nice.
He's super American, and you know what? What's better than a wholesome, good-loving American? So I'd have to go with
America.
Also, Batman, this guy. We only have a couple seconds left. We love you guys. Seriously, thank you so much for
we love
everything.
you guys, man. Thank you for having us. Thank you for helping us out.
So easy to work with, and you're great guys, and that's the most important part. Quickly, how do they get tickets again?
www.doacbc.com/tickets, or you can come straight to the show. We have tickets on sale for photo ops, meet and greets, the works.
And say hello to these guys, and maybe me and us and all of us. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Blake.
Hey everybody, this is Blake with Marvel.com, and you're joined by a familiar guest to the website because, like I said, I interviewed you before for the Mule.
Yes.
Second round of questions. You're here at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con. What's the experience like so far?
Well, we just got here. We're a little bit late because we flew the red eye.
Oh, that's awful.
I know, but we pulled ourselves together and we're here and it's great. And there's someone dressed as Olaf, and yeah, it's really very fun, chilled vibe.
How many cons have you been to before? I bet you've done San Diego.
No,
Really?
this is my first one in the States, actually. And I've done one in Australia, but yeah, I haven't done many. So I'm still pretty new to it. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Is the Australia one the one where you go for like 2 weeks and go across
Yes.
That's amazing.
Which was really cool. And we went to my hometown and my husband's hometown. So it was a perfect way to combine family stuff and work, and yeah, it was really good.
What are fans' reactions when they come up and see you? It's got to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, like the interesting thing is it's such a mix of people. It's not just like teenage girls, although some are teenage girls, and they are often emotional, and it's just gorgeous, you know. But a lot of little kids, and they're just beautiful, and you know, I just think it's so cute when you're like, do you want to sing a song? And they'll just sing it, you know. They've got they don't have, you know, all these sort of filters, and they're just so cute. But yeah, a real mix of people, and a few fans from Fringe as well, a sci-fi show I did a few years back when I played Etta. So yeah, it's great. You get to meet a real cross range of people, get to hear a lot of different accents. on this side of the country too, which is fun.
When I interviewed you last time, you had a really funny story about how I think a little girl came up to you and you were dressed up as your character or something. Can you tell the fans?
Oh, yeah. When we were filming in Steveston in BC, it's a real town, and so we're all dressed up in costumes, and there are real people going about their everyday business there. And a little girl was in a dentist office, and I could just see her through the window, and she was miserable, she was scared, and really didn't want to be there, as you can understand. So I just was like, I'm just going to watch her, see if I can catch her eye, maybe cheer her up a bit, because I was, in the full Elsa regalia. So yeah, she turned around eventually, and I was like, and she was like, Mommy! And by that stage I'd gone, and her mum probably didn't believe her that Elsa was like waving at her before she went into the dentist. But yeah, it certainly cheered her up. I don't know if it took her mind off the pain that was going to come, but hopefully a little
bit. Worth a shot.
Yeah.
Finally, what can fans see of you upcoming? I know The Mule's out on Netflix. We were talking about that earlier.
Yes, please check out The Mule. That's a great little indie movie that we did, and it was the #1 indie download on iTunes for a while. But mainly, it's just a really great black comedy, and it's really really great. But I just did a sci-fi telemovie called Childhood's End for Sci-Fi Network, which is based on the Arthur C. Clarke books. Arthur C. Clarke wrote 2001: A Space Odyssey and a bunch of other sci-fi stories. Anyway, it's a great story, and they've done a beautiful job putting it together. So that comes out in November. So I'm excited to see that as well.
Great. Thanks so much for talking to us again. This is a huge honor.
My pleasure.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Marvel Live at ACBC 2015. I'm Ryan Panagos, a.k.a. Marvel's Agent M.
I'm Lorraine Sink, host and writer of Marvel's The Watcher, joined by this dude.
I'm Blake Garris with a cap shield.
He's Captain America.
Captain Mumerica.
Captain America. We've got 6 minutes left today. This is officially good night, ACBC. Very exciting, guys.
It's been a crazy day.
It's been awesome, you guys.
Yeah, it's been really fun. I got to go over to the Women of Marvel panel. They talked about some cool stuff over there. They made some announcements, you guys. They're going to be Last Days series for Silk and Spider-Woman. And we're ready to start doing a little like...
Gravity Falls knows what's up. It's taken me a while. She's from Gravity Falls.
You got it.
Got it. Nailed it.
What about you, Ryan?
What
was your favorite moment today? You did say it was Umberto Ramos.
Umberto Ramos.
Umberto Ramos.
Seeing him was great. We had a great spot with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston from WWE, who are giant Marvel fans and buddies, and it was great to hang out with them.
And also giant dudes.
Yeah.
They're like
oh yeah, and that's the best part because they're like the smaller guys in wrestling, and they're taller than me, wider than me. They could throw me. And they're like, there's one who's with their crew who's like 3 times their size. Biggie is huge. Anyway, them seeing my buddy Brian T, who was just, we just played some of his interview that you did with him. Just having fun, seeing people, talking to people. It's been great. Blake?
What about you?
I gotta say, yesterday, I interviewed Darkwing Duck, the voice. I think we might have played that, Jason.
Did we play Darkwing Duck? We don't know
Whatever.
yet. If not today, you'll see it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great. Like the WWE guys they weren't here for work. They just wanted to stop by, and that's the coolest thing. So
it's fun. A lot of surprise, unexpected, great stuff. I had Matt Rosenberg and Frank Barbiere on, who are friends of mine and relatively new Marvel writers. So it was cool for me to be able to put them on the show and get them in front of our fans who are just starting to recognize their names and see their work come out, and it's pretty great.
Yeah, and purely on a totally selfish note, this is the first Marvel Con where I really just hung out and got to see the con. I walked around, I bought things like a normal person.
I don't understand. Explain this to me.
It's when you trade money for goods and services.
Nope.
No?
I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well, I'll show you a diagram after this.
DMC rap at the Marvel booth, which was insane.
He did all of Tricky.
Yeah.
We got some questions and comments coming in. Use hashtag Marvel ACBC. One from a gentleman named John D. Cirilli. He says, Umberto Ramos always classes up the show. Where is my favorite producer, John Cirilli?
Well, that's weird. It's so weird because this guy's name is John Cirilli, but he's asking about John Cirilli.
Yeah. Super strange.
That's
Y'all know
weird.
the ice cream thing?
Oh, I texted him.
Okay.
I texted John. He is buying us ice cream.
Yeah, you owe us ice cream.
Ice cream. Ice cream. So that's happening.
We miss you.
Yeah. Now that I know how to make GIFs, I'm gonna make a GIF of us going like ice cream, ice cream.
The dream is to get gifted by Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Tato asks, "What do you like, Marvel?"
What do you like, Marvel?
I don't know what that means.
I like this Vision shirt.
Yeah.
That you can buy exclusively at the Atlantic City Con store.
I will say, for anyone who is watching our live shows or may have been watching my Periscope, the merch that you see here is the merch that is here.
Yeah.
It's not available online. It doesn't mean it's going to be available anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's here, and that is it. And that's all.
This is some really
what we're
exclusive,
showing is
yeah.
this is ACBC.
Yeah. And that's the best thing about coming to cons is you get stuff that you can't get anywhere else.
Ben Rothig says, "Wait, are they interviewing the new Shredder on B-roll? One, we don't call it B-roll, we call it a pre-tape because we've taped it previously to our live show.
Yep.
But yes, Brian is playing Shredder in the next Ninja Turtles movie. I met him on the set of The Wolverine a couple years ago. Super sweet dude, Marvel fan, just like the best, very handsome, loves he's in a Mortal Kombat thing. Like, he's in our circles of geekdom, and it's just great to see him like elevating every time. And now he's your friend too.
No, he was legit. They're legitimately friends.
What else we got? Bryce, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans from France, says, "Hi from France. Love all the Marvel things. Great job, guys. Follow the con from YouTube live. It's so cool. I'm sad I can't come in.
Oh, well, you can next year.
Make a trip here and move to the States.
Move to the United States of
Emigrate
America.
to United
Get
States
a
of America.
visa.
Family.
Yeah.
Leave your friends behind.
Yeah. Just change your life to be at the show.
Easy.
I'm into it.
So we only have a minute left, but if for fans who want to come to the show, go to doacbc.com, and there you have a lot of great stuff coming up tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Please stop by. Say hello to Ryan and Lorraine, not me.
Not Blake.
No. Lucas Ackerman, who's been tweeting with us the whole time, said, "Who is your favorite character going into Age of Ultron, and who is your favorite coming out?"
The comic or the movie?
The movie.
The movie. Okay.
Marvel's Avengers: Age of Ultron in theaters now.
I think my going in, probably Black Widow. I don't know how much that was shaken, but coming out, Vision.
That's interesting. Going in, probably Iron Man. And there's nothing taken away from Iron Man, but coming out, I loved Hawkeye so much more.
Yeah.
I'd say going out, Hawkeye for sure, and then Cap going in.
Yeah, Cap. Sophia says John Cirilli is always present, literally. Joshua wants to know, will there be more Spider characters in Ultimate Spider-Man Web Warriors? More info on that in the coming months. Promise you. My voice is going. Ben, thank you for watching. It says he compliments you on hosting. Does not compliment you.
Nothing for Blake. No love.
Barbarella says loves the dress you're wearing.
Aw, thanks. I love you.
look
You're
okay,
so sweet.
But yeah, she's the classy one in the bunch.
I love my Her Universe stuff. Best stuff for girls. One of my faves.
I lost it. We got another comment from John Cirilli. We're going to go until these comments are over, Jason. So calm down. John says, good night ACBC already, but I just started watching. You guys can do 3 more hours standing on your heads. I'm going to wrestling with Charles Soule tonight. I'm having a fun time. Awesome. Yeah, I'm taking him to his first wrestling match.
I cannot wait to see that. Charles Soule, excellent singer.
Sophia says, great job. It's always fun to talk to you. Thanks for the interviews and all. And I think that's a good way to wrap it with Sophia.
Our favorite.
Guys, we'll be back 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We have many viewers from around the world, so please figure out where that is. That's like
ask Google.
That's like 5 or 6 o'clock in France. I don't know. You guys gotta look it up.
Why are you mathing right now?
I am mathing. I'm always mathing. Oh my God, that's my secret, Captain. I'm always mathing. Guys, awesome. Thanks for watching. Where can they find both of you?
At Lorraine Sink on Twitter and beyond.
At ACBC Con tomorrow.
Nope.
Oh, here in Atlantic City.
DoACBC.com.
Oh, and we'll be back tomorrow at noon.
That's what I said.
At noon.
Eastern
time. Ryan, where do they find you?
At Agent M on the Twitter.
You guys, we'll have so much more for you tomorrow. More celebrities, more writers, more artists, more of us.
Man, that's okay.